Maisha States sisi tunapenda.
Niaje wase, ni Alberto Maisha States. Live ingine hapa hivi. Leo ni Man Cave Talk Live. Hii ni episode what? 98 I think. Karibu tufikia 100. Alafu tuache count kama ile ingine. So leo ni October what? October South date 20 28, 29, 25th. Sijui hata. South date kabisa by the way. So mazee nimechange setup kidogo tu slightly kidogo tu leo. Nimeongeza light ile kwa ina reflect kwa nini kwa miwani. Light moja big hapa hivi so hopefully sijui nini audio iko poa. Nani alikuwa hapa wa kwanza? Kulikuwa na Ian Kim, alisema habari zenyu. Karibu Ian Kim, niaje habari ya huko hivyo Middle East. Like, share, subscribe and ask questions. My question is, how has been your week? Busy kama kawaida, very busy kama kawaida. Happy Sunday to you. Call me Monday. Call me KG kwa Monday I think already. So hope microphone, notice nikisonga kidogo na microphone inapotea, ina lose tende kama nasikia audio vizuri. Haiko poa kabisa. Sawa. Ina cut in and out, sijui kwa nini. Notice hivyo last week nikiangalia live ni kama ina cut off. So hopefully itakuwa poa kidogo. Tani adjust. Yonge close kabisa. So Kwame yuko Monday already, Monday morning, I think so. Alafu kuna Kubai Kadaru. O sasa. Tuko ndani. Nimesema vibaya by the way, samahani. Edward Kamau 773 locked in and loaded. Hiyo ni poa sana. Climate na kuona climate. Haya on board kama kawaida. So I try to change up setup kidogo, na try to move from this space hapa niende to the other side. So nimeongeza light, iko very bright. Roof yangu si high sana, lakini na try ku na reflect leo. Terrible idea. Nishaanza already lakini so hopefully itakuwa mbaya, lakini imeongeza light hapa ndani. So sijui kama iko fiti pia. I try to adjust everything. Kuna vitu mob zimehappen hapa hivi sahi. Nataka change up place by the way. Hata sijaanza TikTok, tani ya TikTok pia. So tuko live, hope sound iko fiti, chani confirm. Sasa. So you notice nikimove kwa microphone inakatika. So I'm really trying to calibrate your microphone. Sijui nimesahau nini kabisa. Ndaipiga test run baadaye, nimeshika poa kabisa. Ile tukue on the same page. So ndio hivyo. So mazee, hii wiki nilikuwa kibonga story mob za ile mambo za finances. Nizaanza na hiyo before maswali zingie. Ile financially, hata labda video ya leo ama kesho itakuwa hivyo the same. Financially, you're in a financial crisis. Ukikuwa kama ujaanza kuishi life ya kawaida. Alafu nakam kwa financial unstable. Alafu stable. Alafu ideal. Stable ndio kama ile medium ground. Ile katikati level. Alafu kwenda juu na kwa financial freedom, financial independence, alafu freedom mwisho. So hiyo ndio nimetry to categorize. Ni kama tu ile stories za Robert Kiyosaki, the 4 quadrant, same thing, the 4 quadrant ya nini, cash flow quadrant. Inaanza na east side na kwa ni kama we ni employee, hiyo ni financially insecure. Employee ni secure, inafaa kuwa secure. Self-employed, alafu kuna business owner, alafu investor. Same thing. Aya, levels of value na try kuzicombine zote kwa Myron Golden. Yonge juu ya implementation, hiyo ndio msela kama employee sasa, ama financial insecure ndio ya kwanza, ile level ya kwanza kabisa ile. Level ya pili itakuwa nini? Itakuwa unionizer. Hiyo ni kama management hivi, unionizer. Hiyo zakuwa ni kama specialist kwa hii side ingine ya cash flow quadrant, ama self-employed. Unionizer ndio hiyo, ama mtu akona union. Hiyo ni kama una special ability. Alafu kuna business owner kwa Myron Gold, kwa communication. Still can make sense, try to combine everything. Alafu kwa financially, kwa hiyo story ya tumepotea. Hebu tuanze from the beginning. So kuna 4 levels of value. So na try combine 3 things at the same time. So kiangalia Robert Kiyosaki akona cash flow quadrant. Sawa? Inaanza na employee. alafu inakuja kwa self-employed ama specialist, alafu business owner, alafu investor. Hiyo ni 4. Okay, hiyo ni Robert Kiyosaki hapa. Myron Golden yake huanza na implementer, unionizer, communicator, alafu imagination ule ana come up na vitu, unaona. So hizo ni mbili hizo, 1 2. So in terms of finances, hapa katikati sasa kuna ule mse before ungi kwa hiyo quadrant. When you're out of the quadrant, in terms of finances, you're on financial crisis. Ukiingia ndani kwa financially insecure, alafu kisha build up unakuwa financially secure, alafu unakuwa financial freedom. Naona nimesahau financial independence kwanza, na confuse independence na freedom. Alafu financial freedom ndio the ultimate. Ile financial freedom ni ile you can do whatever you want. Si lazima uamke asubuhi uende job, pata job ishaingiana. But kuachieve hizi vitu specifically si rahisi vile unafikiria. Si ati ni I'll think about it in my mind and I do it and I'm done. So Cody Fan ameuliza swali kuinterrupt his story. Albo getting you clear. Oh, that's good. Hii microphone nanisumbua kidogo. Tangu ni adjust, nataka kuwa karibu kabisa na mouthpiece as possible. So Cody Fan, is it possible the shutdown you have in the US happening in Kenya? It is possible the shutdown you have in the US happen in Kenya. What does it mean exactly, Cody Fan? Kuna government shutdown juu House na Senate wame disagree. I mean, I see House na Senate. I think it needs 60% majority ndio mpass budget, lakini kuna wame disagree how to spend money. So Democrats think that they need, is it possible in Kenya? I don't know. It depends na constitution ya Kenya inaendaje. I'm not a constitution specialist for Kenya, by the way. Ile ilikuwa new constitution. I don't know how that works, but ile okay, acha sema vile mimi personally mimi ni independent. Kwa nini? Mimi ni liberal, by the way. I'm a liberal. I mean, I'm very liberal, by the way, just to be honest. Wacha kusema conservative. I'm a liberal, number 1. Alafu mimi ni independent. Kwa nini? Kwa sababu in my own personal experience, kama leo nda comment je story yote nisumbua kichwa. Sawa. Number 1, step 1, I'm a liberal. Kwa nini? Liberal ni ile na like liberty kwa kila mtu. Hiyo ndio definition yangu. Ukiniuliza what about the Democrats? Si hao ni liberal? They call them liberals. But definition yangu vile my personal observation ni ile ukiangalia Democrats in America, they're actually right wing, by the way. Democrats ni right wing. Republicans ni extreme right wing. Liberal side ni side ingine. Ile yani there's no party that represents the liberal. That's the problem tuko nayo hapa America. Hakuna middle ground. Yani the liberal people mindset we're very few. Ama tuna caucus na Democrats saine na Republicans. But ukiangalia party system in America, two-party system, both of them are on the right, by the way. Democrats wako right, conservative, Republicans wako extreme conservative. So there's sisi tumewachwa hii side ingine liberal. Kwa sababu ukiangalia kama when they empower Democrats, hawafanyangi kitu yote ya maana, wana conserve whatever they have. Alafu nini yao hierarchy ya leadership, they don't promote young people. They want the old people, everybody waits on your turn. So ukiangalia Democratic Party ni liberal. Si liberal, ni conservative pia. Republican ile extreme conservative. So both parties are on the right side, according to Mimi, from my perspective. Kwa sababu liberal ideas, I don't see them being exercised kwa hii theory. Anyway, so sijui kama ni possible, by the way. Is it possible? Sijui kabisa. So N2707 sema, msewa lori, leo nimefika mapema. You're dropping gems. Oh, thank you, man. Umefika mapema leo. Kaa kidogo at least kama half an hour. Kama half an hour. No. So hapa YouTube nasemaje kuna en Congreso, hata siezi en Congresos kitika hiyo. Hi Albo, getting you light and clear. Oh, that's good. Microphone iko fiti. I'm trying to keep my mouth up kwa microphone. Juu ni directional microphone. Nikisonga kidogo hivi inapotea. Ni notice hivyo. So next kwa YouTube ni nani? Kuna Albo question. So far you paid your truck. Here is my question. What does gold do as a stabilizer? And how can it affect the other assets, e.g. real estate? Kwa story ya gold, imekama plastic. Nilijua hii inakama up to. Ni hivi, the country with the most gold ni, my definition, by the way, CT, I'm the authority, apana, ile tu vile mu understand. Ukiangalia gold ni metal. Ile, ukichukua gold sahi, for example, hiyo gold yenyewe sahi, alafu uchimbe shimo, alafu you bury in the ground, alafu sawa hiyo story labda kitu ifanyika na wewe, then your third generation comes back, alafu wadig your place, wa recover your gold, what's gonna happen? Itakuwa the same. Gold ni ile one of the metals ile I corrode, according to what I know. Somebody smart can tell me and then specifically what happens. But gold ile, it doesn't corrode. Gold na bronze iko na the same color, ile shiny brown whatever, but ukiangalia bronze, brass ni brass ama brass ina fade away, really inakuwa oxidized chemical, lakini gold inabaki the same. So kuhold gold kama currency, kama sasa tuseme United States of America, you're gonna gold sijui tuangaji hiyo fort something wame protect huko hivyo. So gold inafaa ku back up do ile America uko nayo. So if you have, so suppose kama niko na gold fulani, kama niko na I don't know how many ounces wanasemanga kgs ama tuseme I have 2 tons of gold, kuna ile value ya gold. So kusema kama how much is a kilogram of gold sahi, acha niangalie tuangalie tu how much is a kg of gold haraka haraka tuone how much is a kg of gold worth today. If example, not interested. Sasa hivi according to hapa hivi kg of gold iko worth 100 and hapa inasema kama $132,200. So that's the value of gold. Ni kama shares, reserve currency. Nasema hivyo. So I need to use a calculator hapa, sijui nitumie simu gani, nitumie hii example. So kusema gold moja ni 1 kg of gold ni 132 278, at least one of the inasema hapa hivi kwa nini. So kama kuna sema hiyo ni 1 kg, so 1 kg ni 132, so the value of 1 kg of gold ni 132. So kama I have gold, so how many kgs do I have? Tuseme niko na for example acha nikuwe tu extremely wealthy gold guy, very goldish guy. So mini goldie, so mini gold tuweke kama kgs. Let's think of like maybe 100,000 kgs. No. So itakuwa times 100,000 kgs of gold. Sawa, niliwachiona great grandfather wa Egypt alikuwa budangu, naona kitu hiyo. So tuone hivyo. Hata hii number calculator imekataa, hebu tuweke hivi. So itakuwa hapa hivi, itakuwa kama, oh my goodness, 13,227,800,000. Imagine. So ni kama 3.2 billion. 100,000 kgs of gold is worth 13 billion. Sawa, hiyo ndio reserve. So that's what inamaanisha hivyo. So ni kama 13.2 billion. Uko na 100 kgs of gold. Hiyo ni muuliza hivyo. Sawa. So hiyo ndio value yake ndio hivyo sasa naona. Fort Knox, anasema Fort Knox. So when America ilikuwa established, ilikuwa walikuja hapa hivi Jamestown. Ilianza hivyo na King James. Ule aliandika ile book ya demonology, alafu after the few years akaandika King James Bible, very questionable according to me. Nimegrow up kisikia ati the most authorized Bible ni King James Bible. I didn't know what that meant until nikakuja kurealize authorized inamaanisha because the king authorized the Bible and the king had power. So kuna Jamestown uko East Coast, waka establish colonies. So colonies got to produce dough. Wakaona they need land to sell tobacco. You need history America. You guys need to know that, by the way. Isi channel hiyo story. Nitaka ile kuset up ile step by step. Alafu wakaanza kutrade na Native Americans. Kulikuwa na so many different tribes za Native Americans. Wale mmoja very familiar naye ni kama Cherokee, Seminoles wako Florida, Cherokee wako kama hizi Louisiana, Alabama, hizo mani zote hizo. So wakaanza kutrade nao. Some of them unajua ukipata kama sema nikienda, I was walking around nikapata kuna truck moja iko abandon na trailer, alafu nyuma ya truck kuna 100,000 gold. So example, mtu alisahau unaona. Oops, I forgot. Alafu nichukue, I don't know how to drive a truck. Ningia kwa hiyo truck niwashe. Ina fuel. Ni drive, natafuta warehouse niingishe ndani. So what will I do? Your gold labda imepigwa ile rubber stamp ile, yani iko molded. Out as a mold, kama mold hivi. sababu gold ni malleable, unaelewa? So nasema nichukue hiyo gold nizi divide into 1 kgs, alafu nitenze kanini ka mold hivi, alafu niweke jina yangu hapo Maisha States Albert, alafu niki melt, nikimwaga hiyo liquid ikidry iko na jina yangu hapo Maisha States. So think hivi, kama zile bar za gold ziko Fort Knox zimeandikwa United States of American Federal Reserve, maybe I think so, kwa sababu so they can go find gold kama huko Uganda kuna gold, Tanzania kuna gold, wapi kwingine place more kuna gold sana, South Africa kuna gold. Why bring hiyo kama hiyo whatever ijakuwa cleaned up, alafu wai purify, alafu wai chome, alafu ile liquid wai mwage pure gold. Wakisha mwanga sawa, alafu kwa hiyo mold iandikwe United States of America Federal Reserve, alafu kwa hiyo ikisha melt. So now you know that's an American gold. Gold was a melt, by the way, you know that you can melt it. No. So nikuwa na 100,000 kgs ndakuwa worth 13 billion. Sawa. The same thing kama shares, same thing kama Bitcoin. Because so reserve currency ya gold in ile, I have the gold, so I'm worth 13 billion, 13.2 billion, which is a lot of billions to have anyway, thinking about it. Only 100,000? But you see, ni imagination tu hapa niko fantasy world. Anyway, so if I'm worth 13.2 billion, juu niko na real gold, gold. Uliza jua real estate, sawa? Ulikuwa Edward Kamau kwa YouTube, by the way, yo swali. So, what do I do? Same concept ya shares, by the way. What I'll do ni ile, I will borrow against my gold. So ndako bank ni a bank, I need $2 billion. What do you need it for? Oh, I want to invest. What's your collateral? Bank, well, you know, if I don't pay you back your 2 billion, you can take 10 kgs of my gold. Really? Yeah. I sign paperwork. You don't have promissory note. Ni promissory note, by the way. Nili pay off track yangu, nilipatia ile nini promissory note, which means I'm the one creating the money. Bank ikuni loan, ilinipatia ability ya kucreate hiyo do. That's what promissory note means. Look it up, by the way. Ukiomba loan, seti when bank imekupatia cash, imeagree na wewe that you'll create that cash in 5 years, then they'll make money out of that deal. That's what it is, promissory note. Angalia maana ya promissory note ni nini, kauna shanga. So that's what I did. So sema nikipewa $2 billion, nena ninunue apartment building ya 800 million kadhaa every city, alafu zita kugenerate income, ama nifungue business. So my business, it has an increase in value that is surpass your $2 billion mark. So what did I just do? I still have my gold, ziko worth 13 billion, but now that nime invest kwa a cash producing asset, maybe I don't know what 2 billion pesa mingi sana. What can you buy with 2 billion? See, luxury business. So think about it. So it's maybe real estate, a bunch of multi-family units. Maybe niko na sijui how many units, kama Grand Cordon. Alafu nime increase net worth yangu. Nime leverage nini? The gold I have in the bank kama reserve. So on a period of 5 years, maybe the payoff ile 2 billion. Kwa nini? Because now my business is worth 10 billion. So my reserve bado ni 13 billion, depending on fluctuation in how much 1 kg of gold in a make. But still, I'm not losing anything. So after 2 years, nime create your income, juu nime pay off your loan, your bank, nime create more money kwa bank juu nime borrow. But that's what it is, by the way. If you're surprised ni ile, ukipewa loan America, the paperwork you sign need to a promissory note. Sikio jina, promissory note. Una promise, kama promissory. Acha ni look up definition ndio tuongee vizuri kabisa. I want you guys to understand this story. Wale wajui, by the way, you are the one creating the money. See the bank giving you money. You are creating the money. Promissory. Promissory. Tuniangalia inamaanisha nini? Kama promissory ring, probably kitika hiyo sijui tuna promissory note. Promissory note. So a promissory note is a written, legally binding document in which a borrower promises to repay a specific sum of money to a lender under defined terms, including interest and repayment schedule. Hii miss point. So I'm going to interpret that. A promissory note is a written, legally binding document in which the borrower creates income by repaying the specific amount of money to a lender under defined terms. So ukienda kuomba loan kwa bank, they don't have that money, by the way, to be honest. Some of them, most of it, they don't have that money. So what do? Resema, I want to buy a dump truck. It's 300,000 like a bank. So bank will do the back end of everything. Check a microphone. I need to remember that. So bank is hivi. What I'm gonna do is this. We'll have a legally binding document, which is called a promissory note, that from January 2026 plus 5 years, I'm 27, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 5 years, you will pay off this truck that we gave you money 5 years ago. So it's like you're borrowing, you're borrowing from your future. No, you're borrowing from your future. So what's gonna happen is this. You 300,000, that's the listed retail, suggested retail price of your truck. So the bank will give you a promissory note. So utachukua check when they upatie dealership. So that check, once it's deposited in the bank, it will act like it's 300,000. This is how money is made, by the way. You guys think I'm kidding, but it's true. The check, which is kind of like a IOU. Okay, I'm using this. The Coca-Cola festivals, Mr. Beast festival. Why did I use this? Man, Nikolai, Trimitu festival there. Let's promote self-advertising. So each check, imeandikwa 300,000. You'll take the check, go give it to the dealership. They'll give you the key and the truck. Then you'll drive off the lot. So then your check, the dealership will take the check, go deposit in the bank. When the check hits the bank, that check, which is a, what do you call the check? Ni karatasi tu, ni kama IOU document. It'll create superficial 300,000. So guess what happened? No money exchange hands. Uli sign promissory note, agreeing, hey bank, for the next 5 years, I'm gonna create 300,000 out of nothing. Sawa. How do you create that? Using your blood and sweat and tears, whatever that is. That's an example. So that's a promissory note. So basically, when they give you the check, ile legally binding, nile, you have agreed to create 300,000 5 years from now. Plus, because the bank, the middleman, while they create your contracts na wewe, they came up with the back end of the documentation, they need their commission, plus 6.3% of whatever amount you have remaining on the loan. In your agreement, your promissory note. So basically, you have created 300,000 in the next 5 years. Monthly. Monthly, plus interest. As long as you got 300,000, you are subjected to company to 10%. 10% of 300,000 the first month, itakuwa interest. Alafu pay down, they'll take their interest first, alafu ita reduce principal kidogo. Alafu ndio utalipa next year kwa maybe 200 and something. Compounding over time. So you are the one creating your value, your 300,000. So it's not really the bank giving you money. So if you think about that, Sai, come in and make sense, Kwako. Tell me, do you think the bank is willing to give you money? Or have you create money or not? I'm telling you the truth. The bank wants to give you money. They want to give you money. Which means, in generality, a human being is worth more than the bank money. The bank needs human beings to create the value. So how is value created most of the time? Through your labor. No. That's why ukiangalia kama history ya America, from 1619, they were using human labor for free to create value in the United States of America. So, najua ni very controversial kusema hivyo, but it's true. I mean, I'm not the one who's saying it. It's written in books. Mimi nimezaliwa juzi. I wasn't here 1619. I'm 1776. I'm 1876. I'm 1976. I wasn't here. No. It's written in books. So, free labor for 250 years to create value. You see, now that explains why e country iko rich than every other country. Alafu pesa yao ndio reserve currency. While lock hiyo kitu in place. Sawa. So that's what it is. So kipawa loan, meaning vile move career in my crazy mind, the bank is always willing to give you a loan because it's not real money. It's you, through your labor, you create the value for that. So if you need a truck, kuna conditions, kuna legally, kuna government. So you reverse engineer, your concept, your loan, alafu start reverse engineering it to your advantage. Sema hivi, okay, I need a $300,000 truck. Okay, approximately the bank's requirement, because they don't really know me. They know I have value, but I haven't proven my value yet. So what do? I need a $300,000 truck, number one. What do? Oh, I'm going to go talk to a bank. I'll need a commercial loan. What do they need? 20% down. How long is the duration of the loan? Maybe it's 10%, 6%, 7%. I don't know, whatever it is. Alafu, how are you going to pay it back? So reverse engineer usemeaje, this is my strategy. Nangalia, I have a 5-year plan and each plan can cost 300,000. Alafu seme, okay, let's reverse engineer. If it's going to cost me 300,000, what's the cash flow? Yeah, this venture I'm getting myself into. Useme, okay, in terms of kama saa hivi, how much do you make drive truck? Especially in Minnesota, kama usema hivyo, unapigia sa usema, okay, approximately income ni kama 25,000 a month, gross income. What's the price of fuel? 3,000. What's my truck payment? 5,000. How much is insurance? Itakuwa 1,000. So as we speak immediately, utatumia fingers. So payment ya truck ni 5, ngovo hivi, alafu kuna 1,000 insurance, alafu fuel ni 3. So technically ni kama 9 hivi. So 9 minus 25. How much do you have left? Unaenda kwa hiyo hesabu. Itakuwa kama tuseme utakuwa na 11 plus, I mean 9 minus 25. That's easy, very easy. Itakuwa the first 5 imeenda, alafu the first 4. Utabaki na 16,000. Sawa? Hii is sahi. Alafu, what do you do with the 16,000? Kama wewe ni business, approximately, I'll recommend, if you have an LLC, if you're going to be making anything over 50,000 in a financial year, ile between January and December, it's advisable, hata kama wewe ni LLC, file your taxes as an S Corp, small corporation. Naongea basics, by the way, but ile tu so hivyo. So, ukiangalia kama if you're making, unabaki na 16,000, then you have to pay yourself, supposedly useme 10,000, alafu wache 6 kwa account. Because lazima useme you're paying yourself a reasonable wage. Kama, but to me, what I would say is this. Because construction ni seasonal job, utakuwa na jilipe 6, alafu wacha 10 kwa account. Because seasonal job inamaanisha aje, you might be working for 10 months overall. So, kama utakuwa 10 months, chances are, at the end of the year, utakuwa na 100,000 ile kwa bank. Ile pesa ile si yako, alafu the 6 you'll pay yourself for 10 months. Then, because kuna 2 months ile uko fanya kazi, you'll still have to pay yourself 6. So, borrow from the business. So, minus kama 2 months you're driving and you're not really working, utatoa hii pesa, ujilipe mwenyewe for the next 2 months. So, utabaki labda na 80,000 hivi. Alafu yungine utabaki emergency. So, chances are, if you plan, reverse engineer the whole thing, alafu uangalie risk factor na benefit. Ukiona benefit ina outweigh risk, do it. Naona? Hiyo ndio example ya tracking. Na mimi naongea juu ya dump truck. It could be over the road, ununue sleeper, ununue reefer. I don't know. I can't speak about that. Mimi naongea juu ya dump truck sababu as a truck driver mimi mwenyewe mupenda I like being home every night. So unaangalia hiyo concept alafu you reverse engineer it. Alafu sasa ndio unaenda kwa bank unasema, "Oh, I need a $300,000 loan." For what? Alafu napatia. So that's your business plan, by the way. Exactly what I just said. Chukua your words, translate into English, go kwa ChatGPT, somebody write this, give me the business plan. Alafu ikupatie, alafu chukua hiyo document print vizuri, weke letterhead, make sure your company, kuna vile there's some steps you'll do to prepare yourself to qualify for that loan. Alafu kishaanza job unasema, I have 5 years to create value na hii truck nimenunua on debt. Alafu uta stick to it. Naona? Usifikiri ati how am I going to lose, what if, hakuna what if, ni 5-year plan. naona. By that time Ruto amekuwa president na ashatoka, ameenda second term ama ameshatoka. That's in the 5-year plan, naona, kama uko Kenya. America ni 4 years, so it depends. That's how you una settle on your story. Alafu nasema 5 years. So mi ndikuwa nianza 5-year yangu 2020. Nimemaliza sahi sasa. So my track is completely paid off. Sawa. So there's 2 things I can do. If I wanted to move to real estate, ningeabandon hiyo story ya tracking completely. Niuze equipment sahi, it's valued about 180 to 200,000 sahi. Ni cash out hiyo 200,000, ni invest kwa kitu ingine. Ubaya ni ile, I could say that's my first venture sahi. Maybe. Nikona tracking ingine pia imepoa. But ni ile semaje, as much as you work, priority yako, especially kama uko in business. Unajua business hainanga retirement. If you ever think you're gonna retire, I'm sorry, bad news. You'll never retire as a businessman. You'll work until the day unaenda 6 feet under. Hakuna stage ya kuretire. Kwa nini? Because the cash flow ni muhimu. Afalu semeaje, I'll be working 4 hours a day. Kama mdosi wetu mmoja nilimit juzi 3 weeks ago tukaongea na yeye. Ndawaambia story baada. Ama nishaisema already kwa video sijui. Alikuwa hivi, this guy amesha establish, yani yes, ako financially insecure, ako financially secure, ako financial independence, ako freedom, ako na financial independence. So what does he do? Anaamka 9 a.m. anaingia job 10 to 11 to 12, anachukua lunch break. Alafu anaingia 12:30 to 1 to 2:30 and I work 4 hours a day. That's it. So he's still working, lakini ni 4 hours a day. Mwanini financial independence. Alafu just in case kesho akiamuaje, I don't really feel like waking up today. Guess what? Aja lose hata any value yake ya do ija stop. Nothing has stopped. Everything is exactly the same. He hasn't lost anything to stay off work. Unaelewa sasa? So hiyo ndio financial freedom. Unaelewa? Ama ni independence. Independence alafu freedom. I think so. Freedom ni ile you're free now. You don't really, your money works for you regardless whether you work for it or not. I see equation anymore. So ukiwa na business utai retire. So musema the best thing ni ile find new things to do to create cash flow ama to create satisfaction. Ile what makes you happy. Maybe you like being in charity work. Ingia full time. But why should you be doing charity work anyway? Because I'm very philanthropic. Afana. You need another way ya kuhide do. So, hoping nimeanza mse, amenipeleka mbali na hii rabbit hole. Tumeenda kazi juu almost half an hour. So, it's a question, so far you paid your track. Here is my question. What does gold do as a stabilizer? And how can it affect other assets in real estate? So, it depends. Kuna wase wameborrow against their gold. Alafu, ikifluctuate itaribu everything else they have. But I don't think it affects anything real estate. Kwa pia real estate, if you don't have gold, uweza kuwa na real estate. Kwa nini? Kwa sababu real estate, as long as you hold it, inakupatia cash flow. Ndio musema kwa hii stage yetu hii ya chini mtu kama mimi wa kawaida msewa isili, ni ile ukiangalia the fastest way to create dough ni kuwa na, yani, you can get rich slow if you want, by the way. There's a thing called getting rich slow. Utaget job yako, kama uko 25, you stay employed for 40 years. Alafu, by the way, your 40 years, don't waste your time. Start saving, invest kwa shares, money market, hizo vitu zote za shares za kila kitu. By the time you retire, utakuwa na retirement account, Roth IRA, itonga 401k hapa States. Ni 401k ni kama ni fulani ya retirement account hivi form. Kutakuwa na HSA, kitu kama hiyo, health something. Kuna hizo vitu, you can take 4 years to become a millionaire while you're working your daily job. Mwana. Lakini msemanga hivi, ukiamua tuseme kama if you have 40 years of your work life between 25 to 65, so ni 40 hiyo, 35, 45, 55, 65, you need 40 years. Why don't you speed it up? Kama tuseme kubuy track ya 300,000, to pay it off it takes you 5 years. What's going to happen after 5 years? You can buy 2. Kwa nini? You can leverage the asset hiyo track yenyewe 200,000 ununue zingine 2. Then you start running them. Kwa hiyo level ya Robert Kiyosaki, you're not a specialist anymore now. Ukibuy truck 2, wewe ni businessman. Kwa nini? Because you have to hire somebody to drive those 2 trucks. Why? If I can have 10 trucks, but I can only drive 1 truck at a time. Na kwa tule mdosi wangu asema hivyo, hata alikuwa mtu mwingine. You can have 10 trucks, but as an individual, you can't duplicate yourself. You can only drive 1 truck at a time. So the logical sense ni ile, you have to hire somebody else to drive your truck and you pay them well. And you keep them and you retain them. hiyo ndio sasa ile nini employee retention lazima ikuwe high kabisa ndio wabaki kuendeshea. Una keep up na maintenance, tabidi hire mechanic na kila kitu. So that's what becoming a businessman is. Will you ever retire? Probably not. But you'll find other ways ya ku live your life na ku get satisfaction. Maybe through RCG, it depends. So kama ni 40 years to get rich slow, alafu sikia kuna means ya ku get rich fast in 5 years. Kama ina make sense kwako, which one would you pick? Would you pick the 5 year ama the 40 years? Sababu ukipick the 5 years, if it takes you 5 years to accumulate 300,000, it might take you 40 years to accumulate 1.8 million kwa account 40 years. But if you can get 300,000 paid off, alafu baki na maybe value ya 200,000 after 5 years, you can grow faster than ule msako employment. Maybe utakuwa 4 times faster. So by the time umse, sababu uzuri ya business ni ile, ikianza ku expand ni exponential growth. Si addition, ni exponential. So musema na prefer enda route ya business. Na baadaye naongea hivi si ati juu mimi ni mdosi mbaya. Juu mimi I'm in the process. Naongea tu ile personal experience. Usifikiri ati naongea kama mimi ni mdosi. Kama nilikuwa mdosi singekuwa naongea anything. Kama nyamaza tu niko sijui mahali nimetulia. Nilimiss question moja hapa hivi ya TikTok. Acha nirudi back niangalie. So man, you need to redo this discussion in short video clips because I get a call and miss out on a lot. Humble Africa. Everything I do kwa hii live I'm very generous by the way. Siko driven making views and money on TikTok. I record everything. So Humble Africa, if you missed, and Maisha State's YouTube channel, utafute Man Cave Talk Live. Every recording iko available. I'm say, every record, if I make a video, I'll make a video niambie sa TikTok. Every recording mufanya live, it's recorded. At least most of it. Niko na record nikawacha tena nikaanza tena. One of my camera ilikuwa iko very sensitive na color science. So ilikuwa a little bit off. Nikasema, you know what? I'm going to use my A7 IV ku record this session. So everything naongea kwa hii live iko recorded. If you want to get it back later na shorts, you can get it. Actually, somebody is willing kunifanyia my shorts. I can do it myself, it's not time. I have the original footage. If you really want to do my shorts, I can send you the original footage alafu nifanyie shorts. Nile tu, I'm outsourcing what I can do myself. See, I don't know how to do it. I can do it too. Nile tu time. It's in the time. Sometimes you have to outsource some stuff. Alafu juu mwonge Kiswahili hapa na English mixture kila kitu, it's hard for kama mtu kwa American base and understand. So hii ina create job ya mtu labda understand Swahili na Kizungu at the same time. No. That's why. So don't miss anything, Humble Africa. Everything is recorded. No, everything iko record. Labda wewe ndio ujui. No, unfortunately. Thanks for sharing the insight, King. So everything got recorded. I record everything. I value this talk. Sabu is like, because I'm not a billionaire yet, I want to come back in the future and watch it design and oh, this is how I was thinking back then. So I was on the right track. Tukaa hiyo. Unajua ukidu video kama YouTube, kuna value moja tuongangi na mambo ya kurecord kwa social media. Ni ile it reminds you of where you were 10 years ago. Kwa nini? Because uli document in video. Yani kama uli freeze in moment. So kama sahi niko hapa hivi maybe for almost 2 hours hivi nikidu hii video. 10 years from now, if I'm still alive, nda watch hii video and say, oh, that was my mindset 10 years ago? Man, I can't believe this. Kitukaa hiyo. So kidu social media is like you're documenting your life back then. So everything got recorded. Usijali. Kama miss anything, you're not missing anything. You'll find time, go back to YouTube channel Maisha States, utapata all the recording. By the way, itakuwa more clear. Sababu kama kuna mbili, kuna hii live inaitwa Man Cave Talk Live, alafu kuna ile recording inaitwa Man Cave Talk. Sababu originally hii Man Cave imeanza na Q&A. I was doing videos for a while, maybe 7 videos in, people walikuwa na questions. Wakasema, question Q&A, kuna Q&A. Nikakaa chini hapa hivi. Hii channel imeanzia hapa by the way, nimeanzia hii channel hapa hivi Man Cave. Hii kurekod kwa gari, I was doing it before in a different channel. Naona, uko pande gani Oteto? Minnesota, niko Minnesota. Ama nimesemaje Minnesota. Nataka pronounce kama wale watu original. Minnesota. Watu wa Native Americans watu Dakota tribe. Hiyo ni jina yao, Minnesota. So niko hapa hivyo. So kuna recording. Usijali, you're not missing anything. If you want to, you can find it. Najua kuna so much information, but if you really want to watch this, I'm recording this as we speak. Kuna recorded version. So mimi niko PWN. Yeah, PWN. Pacific Northwest. Sasa. Pacific Northwest. Seattle nini? Just sema Seattle. I'm Oregon. I'm a Pacific Northwest ni uko West. Ama uko Canada, uko Canada. Itongaje Canada uko hivyo. Nimesahau jina. Uko headquarters. Oregon. Sasa, Pacific Northwest. Everything is recorded. You're not missing anything, by the way. Everything is recorded. Kama ujui, kuna live yenye itakuwa 1080p, kuna 4K video na record at the same time. So, move on. Fort Knox, kuna the Ochieng. Hey, very creative Ochieng. Naona hey, jina poa ni aje? Jina poa sana, by the way. Mtu wangu. There's very creative people up here, by the way. I love this. The exposure. Very creative name here. No. The Ochiengs ameka creative sana. So kuna Kendia sema hello Albo, vipi Albo? Niko poa kabisa msee, wana nimesahau kusalimia. Nimeko caught up na hiyo jina yako. Lazima nikutaje bana. Lazima nikutaje. So kuna Oukos 1055. Toyo 1055. Vipi Albo? New to this channel and tuned in, learning a lot. Oh, karibu sana. Kuna recording kutaka. So unaenda back alafu angalia recording zote useme but anything kama niko off, I mean, ni correct. What did I say? I don't know everything. I know what I know. So because niko hapa hivi mbele ya watu, I've learned a lot just by doing lives. Kuna watu wanifundisha wanani call wewe acha tu. Hata hiyo jina Maisha States, I'm not the one who came up with it. Somebody did. No. Kuna very smart people hapa hivi. Collect. So kuna Gildemar, greetings from Brazil. Oh, thank you. Karibu sana Brazil. Alafu kuna Samuel Kamau asemaje, I'm back long time. Karibu Samuel Kamau. Nani mwingine yuko hapa? Naangalia hivi kuna Noma 254. Hello Albo, tuko locked kama kawaida Kuwait. DV haifungiwi this time. Hata sijui, by the way. That's what I should be talking about right now. Lakini ni ile imekuwa so long mpaka sema I don't know, by the time it comes back. Apply too, by the way, apply. Usikose hivyo. So, Oregon. So, Ben asemaje, how long have you been in the tracking industry and how long did it take you to master it? Ben, honestly speaking, I don't know if I've actually mastered it. I'm just comfortable in what I do on a daily basis. Kwa sababu ilianza kama survival mode. I've been doing tracking since 2010. So, piga hesabu yako. No. 2008, by the way. 2008, 9, 10 as a driver. Alafu from 10, maybe the fourth quarter, nikiingia construction to 11, nikuwa kama local driver. Alafu from 11 to date, as I'm a self-employed owner-operator, small business owner katika hiyo. Ona. Ati Harbo, you called Harbo, I don't know, msema nini kwa ni Humble Africa. I don't get it. So, maybe 15 years, 2010 to 2020 to 2025. 15 years kama construction, ile construction local, mona. So, construction, imekuwa 15 years. Unaitwa Harbo, hapana ni Albo, A-L-B, Albert. My name is Albert, A-L-B-E-R-T. So, Kikenya, Albo. So, wasonita, wageni waji. Mwitonga Alba, Albe, Albi, Albo, Albu. Vowels zote, naona. Si Harbo ni Albo, naona. A-L-B-E-R-T. Ndio hivyo basi. So, there are travels ama nini? Tuned in. Oh, karibu sana. Kuna Godfrey Kingoina. Semaje, mambo Albo, stories za DV, updates please. Bado. Kuna government shutdown bado. Unaweza fungua anytime. They can meet tonight, midnight, or something. Oh, you open the government. We decided that, oh yeah, whatever. So, they might decide to open it up next time. Niko focus, ama niko out of focus. Yeah, I'm in focus. Naangalia. Kuna so many things hapa hivi. I wish history ya phone hii naichukia sana, lakini what do I do? So what happened to tracking industry now after introduction of new rules now and then under the new regime? Kuna Department of Transportation, alafu kuna nani Secretary of State, nimesahau jina yake. I'll change rules. They change rules, by the way. Wana adjust. Si ni kitu I fall under president, I fall under Secretary of State of Transport. Kama Biden administration ilikuwa Pete Buttigieg, alikuwa transportation. Ina cover tracking, shipping, air, everything all combined together. So, I'll change rules. I'll be honest with you. Every year it will change. It just depends who's on power and what things are priorities. Ni governance. So kama kuna so many accidents, wanatry to tighten safety. So that's their job. They actually do their job. Mwana hivyo. So I wouldn't say things change as much. Ni ile tu, you know what you're doing. Kuna wase huo wanakuwa distracted wakidrive. So ama they're chasing that money. Musema nakwambianga heads up. If you work over the road, utakimbia sana. You might lose a lot of money too. Hiyo ndio concept yangu ya over the road. Kuna vile unafaa kustructure kampuni yako over the road that you end up una win-win every single time. Labda kuna, I would say maybe a brand new truck, brand new trailer, paid off. I don't know how you're going to pay it off. Just figure it out. Alafu kuna the best brokers wanakupatia load ama kuna dedicated account. Kuna variables utaziweka in place alafu ita work out kwako. So mimi nimeelewa construction. I don't live above my means. Musema, whatever money I make, that's the business money. I just pay myself whatever I need, by the way. My needs, my monthly needs, which is mortgage, electricity, water, gas, trash, utilities, food, clothing. That's what I pay myself. Everything else stays in the business. Konini, do you realize if you want to invest, you have to learn how to put some money aside for future growth. But if you spend everything you make now, see permanent, by the way, making money when you have the energy to make money now. Save a little bit. Other spend, let your expenses na whatever you pay yourself, distributions become 60%. Keep 40. Kwa nini? 40 you're saving for the future. I'm a future prospects. You might not have the energy to do this 10 years from now. But if you've been saving 40% of your income, sai, and living off average, living off, find your comfort zone. Sa, stick to your budget. Na si budget inamaanisha ati you're frugal ama utajinyima. If you negative msewe asema I'll teach you how to be rich. Remit seti mwa na quote hizo books kwa sababu I'm just saying what he said. Alisema you figure out what your rich life is. If your rich life is buying coffee every day, if your rich life is driving a Range Rover every day, if your rich life is living in a 8,000 square feet, 10 bedrooms, 5-6 bathrooms with a basketball court and a swimming pool, if that's what your rich life is, make dough, adjust dough ikifikia hapo hivyo. Let that be your lifestyle. No. But if your lifestyle, if your income equal lower than your lifestyle, then you're losing money. Because what you're doing, you're spending your future prospects now. Meaning you're borrowing from your future. Because every time, if your month is longer than your money, that means, and it's a situation for a lot of people, by the way. See, I'm not being ignorant. In terms of this specific case, because I'm going to say they don't even have enough money to get to the end of the month. Majority, by the way. Judaism policies are government, na hizi resort as capitalism. But anyway, ile tu in general, if you're well off, financially secure, even the financial security, make sure you save at least a little bit for future prospects. No, I'm going to invest something that your money is making more money as you live on a daily basis. Itakuwa poa hivyo. Lakini ukispend everything, it's like you're borrowing from your future. No. Sababu at one time utakuwa hauna that energy, ile labor, ile resource ya kucreate hiyo do. What are you going to do then? Sababu kama hujaiangalia notice ile kuna 100% statistics, everybody gets old. Kuna ile concept ile, when you're young, you have time, you have energy, but you don't have money. Why? Because you're in financial crisis. Somebody else is paying your bills. Ukishafika 18 uingie high school, umalize, uko college, you on the job. So now you have time, you take your time and trade it for money. So now you have money and you have energy. You're in your youth. You have everything going on now. But the only thing, you're trading your time for money. So you still have time, but you're selling your time for money. So now you have money. So to have money, section ya pili, you have to trade your time for that money, at least in the beginning. Alafu kuna energy, you could do that. So you're pretty much balanced. Okay, if you keep the same thing kwenda mbele, at the very end, when you get older, you might have time still. But you don't have the energy. So you have time, you have money, but you don't have the energy. You can't trade your time for money anymore. Sababu energy miss. So kuna concept. Unaanza kama you lack money here. Now you have money, but you traded your time for money. So your time inakuwa limited hapa hivi. At the end, you have time, but you don't have the energy to make more money. So saluku katikati hapa hivi, the best thing you can do ni the money you make is saved for future, so you can balance the equation. You can retire. That's what people say, by the way, to balance equation. So time, money, energy. Time, money, energy. Time, money, energy. The middle section, which is between 25 to 45, 65, I'm sorry, retirement. When you're between 25 to 65 and you have a job, invest for past 65. No. I don't know how long it's going to take. I'll just go selfie. Bastakuwa hapa. Generational wealth. You can leave it to your kids. Wataanza second floor or third floor from wherever. That's what inspires me, by the way. If I work hard in this life and I never become a billionaire, for example, you have to dream big. If I become a billionaire by the time I'm leaving, 6 feet under, my kids will enjoy that money. No, I don't know for how long. Hopefully I'll teach them enough to spread it to their kids too. Mwona hivyo. So hiyo ndio motivation yangu ile. Sema if I don't do it, my kids will. Because my kids, honestly speaking, they're my world. No, sema kweli kabisa. So tuendelee hivyo. Ilikuwa now, so industry regime, it doesn't really matter na industry. Tracking. Man, I digress. Oh my goodness. What's wrong with me today? I don't miss out. Sorry. Long time Albo, Malik, man like Jonah. Okay, sorry, so Malik, man like Jonah. Long time. Karibu Malik, man like. Green card application bado haijakuwa open. Kuna government shutdown still. No. So how do you get construction jobs or contracts? Are they seasonal? Yes, they're seasonal. How do you run all year? You just run all year. Some example, if you missed out the first section here live, you make this amount of money. If you have a payment, unajipanga. It's all about budgeting. Alafu unajua that's nime segue to your rich life. This is what my rich life is, honestly speaking. Kuanza hiyo question yako ya Colombox, ni hivi, muishi tu within my means. Are my means like everybody else? Maybe not. Sijui hivi. Yaani kuna specific needs. Unaona? So mortgage yangu ni kama approximately 3,000. Utilities ni kama you vary 500 to 700. Alafu kuna food ni kama 1,600. Juu niko na 3 kids, family of 6 people all together. So mu spend maybe about 6,000, 5,000, 6,000 a month. Ilikuwa 5,000 last year, but this year kuna hiyo inflation. Things may increase in price. So musema in a close to 6,000. So if I get 6,000 every month, all my bills are paid. Sawa. Alafu maybe such because my wife works too. So tukislash you, if she takes, maybe she spends 2,000 for food and some other things, I'll save 2,000. So maybe if she's working, let me take the big chunk. Mimi nalipa 4,000, yet I contribute 2,000 kwa ile utilities. So I can actually have room to save 2,000 while the truck is running for 10 months. So that's how I think. Budget yangu ni ile, find your equilibrium, your lifestyle, alafu you maintain. Anything excess, jaribu kuisave for the future. So what's going to happen ile, the money you're putting away, maybe 10 years from now, it'a compound that even when your lifestyle utaku increase, utakuwa na hiyo leverage because you have passive income that can finance your exobiga hiyo jina kuingia. You can finance your lifestyle, it can increase. Kwa nini? Because you shall build cash flow, your passive income on the side. So suppose unafika kwa 10,000 kwa nini? Because now you want to buy a boat. Sawa. Kama unaishi karibu na hapa kwetu soga na so many lakes. Minnesota got the land of 10,000 lakes. So having a boat ni flex. It's something you might need. Maybe over the weekend because now you have time. Why don't we motorcycle, motorbike. Kama mufikira mambo ya motorbike sana, by the way, sana. Oh man, I don't know what to do. Wife iko very against motorcycle. But muzi angalia sana, by the way. Naangalia kama tuseme Harley Davidson, Indian, Honda, ile itongaje, Golden Wing, ile cruiser ile. I'm not really into the speed anymore. I'm getting too old. So nakatu ile tuku cruise tu ile. Unakatu my gloves, unavaa helmet, unaka GoPro hapa, GoPro ingine, alafu just make videos ukidrive. Wacha tu. Anyway, something like that. Motorcycle, maybe a boat, maybe you buy a house next to the lake, vitu kaa hizo. So if you want to increase your lifestyle, utakuwa umefund. Why? Because when you have the energy 10 years ago, will invest passively. Now your investment is paying you just to exist. Alafu, if you want, you can even keep working, but have extra money to finance your lifestyle. Mbona jina napotea? Acha nitafute. Ni exorbitant ama ni inakata kuingia kabisa. Angalia. Lifestyle. Ni nini? Nakataa. Imekataa kabisa, sijui itakam tu. Somebody help me. Yeah, exorbitant lifestyle. I'm thinking about 3-4 words at the same time. No. So van ina make how much per week? Oh, van ni private. My van ni weird. Ni private. Vibaya sana. No. My van nilibuy used, si brand new. It's a 2020 Ford Transit. I think inaitwa Ford Transit 250 all-wheel drive mid-roof long wheelbase. Ndio hiyo. Ni private vibaya. License plate yangu ya van ni Maisha. So ito Maisha van. Ni private. I don't use van to make any money. It's my private vehicle. Mona. Van is so private that it's my private vehicle. Ile video nimepost an hour ago, nilisahau kupost last night, by the way. I'm so sorry. Nililala nikasahau. Oh, supposed to do so. Hiyo video ilikuwa continuation ile video ingine. Make videos na batches. When I'm making a video, I'm thinking about what I made before. Nililearn hivyo kwa one of the YouTubers that when you make a video, ni kama if it's a vlog, wacha stitch pamoja in the continuation of last time. I learned that. Isikuwa tu ile once in a while inaweza kuwa different, lakini ndio hivyo. So van ni private vehicle. I don't make money with the van. No. It's total waste. I just love the idea of having a van. Juu kuna vitu mu deal nazo kama oil, jusura na truck tatu. These ni mbili. But kuna vitu ile, if I bring oil kwa Audi, alafu one day imwagike, gari yangu ita depreciate in value. So van huko nyuma ni just a box. Ni kama a moving storage unit, basically. Niko na shelves ndani, so mu keep all my supplies, some tools, anything I need. Kama sasa change tires, kama kuna one time nilikuwa I worked at the end of the day. Siku record hizi vitu, by the way. Something funny nile, when I'm in crisis, it's really hard for me to record videos because I want to solve the crisis. So ilikuwa maybe 2 weeks ago, ama ilikuwa Friday. Nimefika kwa parking lot on Friday. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Nimefurahi, yeah! Nimefuel truck, nimecheck kila kitu, nimeipack. Kucheck tire, one tire is flat. Oh man, now I'm supposed to go pick up the kids. So wacha watoi kwa Monday on Fridays after ukishatoka chuo. So ikabidi ni come home na van. Mu save tires, by the way. If maybe kama niko na tire mbili steers, alafu one of them blows up ama iko flat, nda save ingine because it still has life. I might need it in the future. So mu save pia ma drives. Drives hizi za nyuma hizi. So kusema, how many tires do I have in my storage? Kapata kuna tire moja. Niko na 3, by the way. But one of them was measuring up to whatever I had. So nikaitupa kwa van. Nika drive kwa hiyo place ya tire, nikaambia, oh, here's my tire. I'm coming right back with the truck. Nikaenda kwa truck, nikachukua truck, nikafix tire, alafu ikarudi. So van ni convenient kwangu. It's like a moving storage. When I need something, ukirun trucking business, ni poa kuwa na some type of vehicle, uza pick nayo parts, maybe ube tire, ni very convenient. No, overall. Alafu what sold me kabisa kwa hii Ford Transit ni all-wheel drive, which is really good in Minnesota. See, ni all-wheel drive, meaning ikona drive share. Kuna difference ya all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, na front-wheel drive, na rear-wheel drive. So all-wheel drive ni ile continuously kwa all-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive ni ile kuna differential, na differentials may split, na kuna gear. This fine. So that's why I bought the van. It's a moving storage unit. I don't really use it for business. Actually, even that business would be a waste of my time. Because I'll be like income mume kwa truck inasurpass hiyo van, I don't know how many times. Kwa hii mtaa yetu at least. No, itakuwa very slow business. Labda nafanya hivyo nikiretire. Well, ile nisha retire. Nisha build passive income. Oh, nimemisi question ama green card. So mse wangu, man like Jones, kuna government shutdown. Ile government is not functioning. It's functioning ile za essentials, lakini ile the basics I function. So even your green card is part of the government. That's why it may shut down. So because it's off, hata wezi run your program because people are not even working. So until waifungue. Ni politics, by the way, wata agree. Whenever they feel like they want to agree. Let me say anything hivi. Exorbitant lifestyle. Ni hivyo. Green card. So I enjoy your content, very informative based on your experience. Unlike kuna Wakenya wakifika US next week wanaanza advice mob without even experience. Labda wanaongea tu, siwezi, I can't knock anybody out. Ni ile story kuna wasefika hapa hivi alafu they're sharing their experience, which is good too, by the way. It's good to share your experience, so somebody could learn from your experience. Hiyo ni musema hivyo, share your experience as much as possible. No. Winter tracking iko aje? Iko slow but still, kama sema mu make averagely between 20 to 25,000 a month gross income. During winter ni half of that, ama at least itakuwa quarter, itakuwa maybe half of 3/4 of that. So still, but again, if you made enough money for 10 months, you can take 2 months off. No, 2 months off kabisa clean. So I take winter breaks. Alafu you don't really have to work in the winter. Mu in the job because my kids are in school. Unajua system ya America shule you under September mpaka May. So from May, June, July, August wako off. You need summer break. So December is just part of the school year. Hakuna difference. So basically they only have 2 weeks Christmas break. So muta kuja Kenya for 1 month or 2 months. So because they're too young and there's only 2 of us and 4 kids, or 3 kids at least, more than iko older, it's kind of hard to go away for a month. Mona. But in an ideal situation, niko na shut down December, na come Kenya Christmas, narudi hapa every March. Ile naka the last week of December Christmas, January, February, alafu the first week of March, then I come back. Turn as a job. Maybe 3 months even I'm gonna shut down completely. You're the ideal. So because my kids go to school, they're young, and I'm still available. So musema, okay, yeah, I know it's half the money, but since I'm here anyway, wacha nichukue jobs za winter. So then I just work throughout the year. At least winter, see every day, it could be 5 days today, 3 days tomorrow, depending on the weather. It's weather dependent. So it's still good for me, it works out. Doesn't move for the kazi winter. But you don't have to. You don't have to. Kama ni wewe, you don't have to. Unakimbia unakuwa samabani. You go spend your dollars in Kenya. Unaharibu kwa kama unaenda kuharibu. So as much humble, you do long haul. No, I don't do long haul. Humble Africa, just go check out my talk live. Enda kwa Maisha States. Angalia, mupost my video once in a while kwa TikTok. Nime about on TikTok for a long time. But I don't do long haul. Enda angalia the kind of truck I drive. Si long haul, ni very local. In the morning, in the evening. Angalia YouTube. YouTube ni consistent na hizo videos za tracking. Utaziona. Iko very local. So, asemaje? Hiyo ni LFTJ. Tuende kwa next. Wacha ni back and forth. Ni aje? Ile side ingine ya kutusaidia kupata passport kuliendaje? Just asking. Iko, lakini ni ile kuna wase wamengojea from January. Unajua kusaidia wase kupata passport, it goes with my views, how much money I make on social media. So in terms of YouTube, iko very slow. Very slow. Kama tuseme from, I don't get enough views to get paid enough to support you. Nini. Alafu this year, I could have used my own money ile kupatia wase, lakini this year na run 1 track. So ni kinda harder I don't have excess. Maybe I will now that may pay off track, but about naenda towards the end of the season. Sababu kuna wase promise ndawapatia my passport January. I think from January mpaka leo ni watu wawili tu, I think. Number sababu it's dependent on YouTube income. Ile itongaje watch time sijitongaje. So the more people watch YouTube, sababu YouTube ni monetize. TikTok hiyo ni kama ni charity, ni free services. So when I get that money ndo mupatia mse. So imekuwa very slow. Typically after holidays za December, views hizo drop. Nime understand tangu nianze channel the last nikianza nilikuwa very high views, but over time zina drop due there's so many creators. Maybe I'm not interesting enough. Topics zangu zimekuwa reputation. People don't really need to hear this. They want to see other things. So views will drop. So if that income is based on views, then it just slow down. But sometimes I feel guilty as too. I can get my own money in Lipe. Lakini this year I've been running 1 track less. From February it's the drive track mbili. I mean the run track moja. So I've just been trying to do the best I can on a 1 track income. So imekuwa I'll make a loss this year. Si vile loss, but nile I'm losing because the truck is sitting, it's not making any money. Lakini ni truck aiishi, next year itakuwa available bado. Or maybe I'll sell it. I've been trying to sell it too, lakini nobody, bei yake ni ya juu sana. Nilibuy truck very expensive kwa hiyo job ya side dump. So maybe next year somebody could be able to afford it. Jumini buy 96,000 plus tax, kila kitu kwa 110,000. So watu wengi buy truck za 50, 60, 70, 80. So could I use 80 the beginning of this year? Nobody wanted to buy a truck for 80,000, especially after tariffs. It can slow down. So maybe next year, if I want to sell it, maybe that was next year. Or I'll just run it. Nimeluza kini, you know, your truck. Kama uko and I'm making payments, so that's why. So kama niko na extra income, believe me, niko na karibu 20 hivyo na passport. Haijaisha, bado iko. Niliamua hivi, all the money I make from YouTube, napatia wasio pate passport. That's what it's based on. So kama uko na trick, encourage yourself watch channel sana, every video campaign, alafu ndio iko na more views, alafu I give away all that money, by the way. Ile itongaje AdSense, mupatia na yote. Si keep kabisa, I give it away. Kwa sababu I like making videos anyway. Hata make for free saa zingine kwa watu wengine. So basically ni ile tu the passion, ndio passion yangu kumake video. So if I can do it and get some money, I'll give it away, everything. Watu wawili from January. Hata kuna list moja sijui kwa watu 8, only 2 wamedrop. No. What kind of truck do you do, Humble Africa? Just check my channel. Tracking dump truck construction. That's what I do. Check the TikTok channel or YouTube channel. Most things called YouTube channel. I actually, if you watch my YouTube channel, if you want to know exactly what kind of tracking I do, I post videos on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I think. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or even Saturday sometimes. Utaona exactly what I do. Because sometimes I'm lucky enough to record from the time one whole trip your job. Mona. So you can see it if you want to. If you want to, that is. You'll stop asking. You'll just see it. Lakini kwa TikTok kuna tu occasional video. I don't know how to record CG. I don't know. It's my side thing, by the way. I do it on the side. So just check out YouTube channel Maisha States, utaiona everything. What kind of tracking? You won't even ask me any questions. You'll come up with now new questions. Because I wouldn't describe. I'm getting loaded. I'm driving to the pit, dumping, coming back. Hata video ya kesho, ya last week, kesho na ipost kesho, nishai edit leo. In explain everything what I do. So do you prefer used or new trucks? I strongly prefer brand new trucks. Kama ni used ni very, like it has to be in really good condition. Sababu Mungu ndio hivi. If you buy a used old truck and it has mechanical problems. So suppose, okay, let's take an example. Mimi, averagely, I work, wacha niseme tu average kabisa. My hours, work a little bit more than that. I work 2,000 hours a year. Sawa. 2,000 hours a year. Hiyo ndio goal yangu. I can make maybe 1,800 sometimes, 2,000, 2,020. It depends on the year. That's how many hours I work. Now your 2,000, it depends on the weather. So kama weather ni fair enough, maybe itakuwa 2,200 hours a year. Sawa. So sikia mtu wangu. So sema hivyo sawa, utakujua how many hours I work. So angalia, 2,000 hours a week. I mean a year. 2,000 hours a year. That's what I work. How much do they pay us per hour? 125. So ukichukua 125 na 2,000 hours, approximately gross income ni 250,000. Over the road it could be 400,000 sijui. But mimi, because my expenses are less than over the road, I don't have to buy my food in the muishi. I live in my house, so I don't pay for showers. I don't pay for extra food in the restaurants. Mukula tu kwa hao whatever I make. Naona. So inakuwa cheaper kidogo kufanya local. So imagine 2,000 hours. Madere au work less than that because drivers don't like driving when, like in winter, when the weather. Autaka ile good, perfect weather, which is like maybe 7 months to 8 months at most. But maybe because mimi mwenyewe mu work at 10 months, at 11, at 12 saa zingine around the year. That's what it is. So between 1,800 to 2,000 hours a year. So kama lipoa 125 an hour, you know exactly how much money you're going to make. Na hiyo 2,000 inakupatia ballpark. Alafu truck payment kama ni 4,000 a month times 12. You know how much fuel ni how much kama 2,000, 3,000 a month. Unapiga hesabu 12 months ama 10 months because that's the months you work. Alafu una do your math, does it make sense to me to do this? Yeah. Okay, what if you multiply? Usemeaje, let me get 2 more trucks alafu niweke madereva. So now all the money you make minus the driver wages, whatever is left over ni yako bado. We buy 2 more trucks, kuna 4. So it will work out. The business too, by the way. So we prefer new trucks because of one thing. If you work 2,000 hours a year, alafu you buy a used truck that needs repairs, 2 things happen when your truck is out. It's down when it's old. Number one, you lose the hours you're supposed to be working. So hours. So kama mu work 2,000 hours a year, then my truck broke down for 50 hours. I'm a 2,000. So my truck broke down for 500 hours last year. So what did I just do? Angalia concept here, old trucks. So instead of working 2,000 hours, I worked 1,500 hours. So nimemiss potential income ya 500 hours because my truck broke down for 500 hours. And number 2, times 2. Every time the truck broke down, I had to pay to get it out. So I'm losing the potential income plus the cost of repair. So ukinunua gari very old, you're losing twice. Deuces. Kwa nini? You're losing time and money. No. You're losing time because your truck is sitting, so you're not potential income, plus you have to pay for the repairs. You would rather have 2,000 hours, reliable trucks, so you don't lose time. The only thing you're losing is what? Truck payment. That's it. So truck payment is very predictable. You know it's 4,000 a month times 12. So if you can even save towards open a truck payment fund on your account. So many truck payment every month unaweka kama 10,000 in advance alafu ijilipe imalize. No. Nimeona subscribe YouTube. So just do that alafu utaona kila kitu. So musema if you buy an old truck, you're losing potential income time plus money to pay for the repairs. So preferably musema hivi, you're better off buying a new truck and no maintenance. So no maintenance, period. Kwa nini? The potential income you make the income, utapata hivi. So imagine kama tuseme nimeongejwa 2,000 hours. If I lost a quarter of 2,000 hours, that's 500 hours, then I had to pay for repairs. Technically, like I only worked 1,000 hours, which drastically, nime cut off my income into half. But if you have a brand new reliable truck, utoe payment alone, you still have maybe 1,500 hours. Payment itakava for, how much is your payment? 4,000 times 12. Ndio hiyo, kama ni 4,000 times 12. Napiga tu hesabu ni ngapi? So 12 ni, itakuwa 40,000, itakuwa 48,000. Kama ni 4,000, 48, so 50,000. So kama na make 200,000, only 20% of your gross income, your truck payment. So you don't just lose money, you actually make the money, then una make plus times, you're not losing anything on a brand new truck. So shida ni hivi, if you're getting started, sawa, you can buy a used truck, lakini kuwa na strategy. Sema aje, I'm going to start with the cheapest option, build my way to the ideal truck that I want. Mona, kwa sababu kila mtu lazima anzie mahali. Lakini once you stabilize, buy new, ama slightly used. Utakuwa poa. You to avoid so many repairs. Jukumbuka, the more the truck runs, the more it breaks down. Easy equipment need depreciating asset. So if you buy a used truck, what does that mean? It has depreciated. So kama mwenye alidrive 5 years, na hakuwa na shida yoyote, by the time uona you get, the shidas are just about to get started. Kwa nini? Imeanza kuzeeka. Naona? Depreciating asset. Bolts zimekuwa loose, break. Naona kitu kaa hiyo. So musema buy brand new, maximize income, while you're moving up, you're scaling your business and your story. Kama una do tracking, that is. No. So, how much do you do one-on-one texting? I'm not a consultant. It's just a YouTube channel. Humble Africa. Maybe like a friend. If you call me like a friend, all my contact information is on the YouTube channel. If you want to get me, you'll get me. Kuna phone number, kuna phone number, kuna WhatsApp, kuna email. You know, there's no one-on-one. If you want to talk to me as a friend, just give me a call sometime next week, we'll talk. I'm not a consultant. Did I charge you any money? No, it's free. So, need to. I'm here to make friends. Missy consultant. I'll share my perspective. Alafu uta interpret how you can customize it, then it can work for you. Naona? So Albo, si upandishe wase for questioning. Kama nini hivi? Upandishe wase. What do you mean Kiki? Sijika nini? Umesha nini? Do you recommend one to do the lease purchase program from these big companies to get a newer truck? Don't do a lease purchase. Don't do that. You don't even need to ask me, Ben. Just go look it up on YouTube. Just go type YouTube. The same question you asked me. Go to YouTube. Because kuna watu make videos about this already. When you lease purchase, kuna catch, wamekushika. No. You're a glorified driver. Meaning it's like you're working so hard for somebody else for a new truck. Don't do that. Start with your old truck, build your way to your new truck. Alafu kama seme, suppose mingi kuna lease purchase ya dump truck yangu. Sawa. Actually lease truck, the truck payment in right now as we speak, currently, truck payment is about 4,000 to 5,000 a month. Brand new. If you bought it 2 years ago or something. Ukinunua sahi ni kama 5,000 a month. Lease ni 6,500. So basically, if you lease a truck, you're paying more than owning. Alafu lease ni ile, once you're done with it, ile kuhold ile asset ile, you don't have anything to hold on to. Basically ni hivi, lease purchase like you're renting an apartment. Alafu kununua, buying a truck is like you have a mortgage. Sababu uzuri ya mortgage ni ile, advantages of mortgages. Kauku America, by the way, naongeji America. Mortgage ya America kuna advantages of tax breaks. After, if you're 30-year mortgage, come on 30 years, kuna strategies you can pay it in 15 years, in 20 years, in 10 years, in 5 years, if you want. But nile, once you pay off the house, it's yours to sell. It's yours to sell. You can get a lease purchase once you never pay off the truck. Itazeka, they'll give you a new one, you'll keep going. So you'll always get new trucks, you're renting new trucks from them. So who sells the trucks? They do. So it's like you're giving away half of your control. So you're pretty much a glorified driver as a lease purchase, to be honest. You're just a glorified driver. Because they keep giving you new... One thing the drivers really like when you're a driver for a big company and you drive for maybe 3 years EV, once you hit the 3-year mark, unajua, umsa kuna mali anaenda. So what do? Every year they give you a brand new truck. Kufunge macho, paka mafuta. Because they can tell you're not going anywhere. No, kwa sababu ukiangalia hivi, in terms of business kila kitu, I think musema hivi, they are being kwa the lowest person kwa food chain. Whatever you're getting paid, I think he's making 90% more than what you're getting paid per week. Huyu msana amekuhaya. Jumi kwa tracking yangu ile lemuli pa madere wangu is maybe 30% of my income ni driver wages. 70 mina keep. Expenses ni kama pia 30 hivi. So I end up with almost 40%, I'm a 30%, depending on repairs and maintenance. So ukiangalia lease purchase, yeah, it's a shiny object. Ooh, brand new truck. But guess what? They'll keep, once 2 years, they'll give you a brand new truck, another lease. So you don't really own, you don't hold anything at the end of it. If you buy your own truck, hata kama ni mzee sana, you can buy it for 40,000, very cheap. We drive, the value of the old truck ni ile, musemanga hivi, ukianza kama ni business, think of scaling the business. Mimi nimeanza na truck ya $10,000. $13,000 I think. Plus tax. Nimesahau tax. $13,000. Truck ilikuwa 10,000 plus tax. Sinaelewa. So lazima lipe tax. So $13,000. My next truck ilikuwa 19,000. Alafu nikaenda 35,000. Alafu nikaenda 60,000. Nikaenda 96,000. Nikaenda from 96. After 60 nikaenda 240,000. Nikanunua 96,000. Nimenunua 200,000 ingine, but hiyo iko na jina ya wife hiyo. Yeye nilibuy, but I paid for the down payment. So ukibuy truck, it still holds its value enough to sell it ununue ingine after she pay off. Juni a cash flow depreciating asset. Hii jina linisumbua last week. Truck ni cash flow depreciating asset. So it still has, it's an asset, but it depreciate. If you buy it for this much, after a while it was for this much. But it's still an asset, even if it depreciate. Kwa nini? Because value yake ni cash flow. Kwa sababu ukiangalia truck, kulikuwa tunabonga na best yangu fulani last year, akaniambia, Albert, why don't you get into real estate? Nikamuuliza like what? Ninunue nyumba kama 3 nipate rent. Okay, sawa. Unajua kama hii house yetu, for example, mortgage ni 3,000. If I rent this house, nda charge maybe tenant kama 4,000. So I'll only make $1,000 every month. So in the long term, house kama real estate is an investment in the long term, lakini with a very low cash flow. So lazima multiply houses, ukuwe na multiple family units, ndio make cash flow ya maana kwa hao. Moja you can carry it. You need like maybe 30 ama 60 multi-units. Juu kama una make 1,000 from every unit and you have 60, you need 60,000. If your cost of living is 10,000, now that makes sense. Sawa. Lakini hao moja una make 1,000. Alafu umespend maybe mortgage yako ni 3,000. Mimi sioni kama ni investment viable. Afadhali buy truck, because truck cash flow ina produce per month. After all the expenses, it could be 10,000 a month, truck moja. So it's a cash flow depreciating asset. So ina 10,000, alafu ina depreciate. Hata how you depreciate, by the way, nile tu unaweza add value repair over time. But how ina hold value better than a truck? You might even have maybe 6 trucks before pay off how yako. No. Lakini ni kama the same thing concept here, the same thing ile. It's like you wanna invest in kuna two difference mbili ile. Usemeaje? Either I can buy a house and rent it out, get 1,000 a month, or buy a truck and make 10,000. Sababu angalia hivi, if supposedly how ina kumekia 1,000, truck could make you 10,000 a month. So kama niyo 1,000 your factor, uza buy truck moja kumekia 10,000, alafu invest hiyo 1,000, hiyo ni kama hao ngapi? It's like buying one truck ni kama hao 10, by the way, approximately. Cash flow ya mwezi every month. At least for 8 months, because Minnesota tuna weather mbaya, kuna winter. So ni kama you have 10 houses na one truck. So which one is better? I think people love cash flow. Same concept to fananishe similarities. Ni kama kusemaje, I want to be a millionaire, but I'm going to get a job. So you spend 40 years of your life investing for 40 years, then you retire as a millionaire. Or the first 5 years on your truck, you become a millionaire by the time in 10 years time. We may cut short by nini. If you're a millionaire in 10 years, how much are you going to be worth 30 years from 10 years? Labda utakuwa multi-millionaire. By the time ule mse ameretire amekuwa millionaire after 40 years, huwa ni multi. Naona difference, ndio hiyo sasa. So lease purchase, if you have to get it, to get started, ni kitu ya beginner. Hizi vitu za beginner, by the way. If you really want to experience ujipatie ile a new truck experience from day one. So we smell, brand new truck, but I'm paying for it. We rent, so you can get the feel. Lakini ikuwe short term, isikuwe long term. Wacha nikuwe conservative. Sometimes more too hard on people. Sema usiingie military, ingia military if it benefits you. Ingia lease purchase if it benefits you in the beginning. But don't make it a long term plan, because you're losing money. No. Now there's nothing that's worse in business than losing money. No. You don't start a business to lose money. You start a business to make money. So to the YouTube kwanza, semaje? Ile side ingine ya to side, ishamaliza hiyo story, nimaliza hiyo. I got stuck on this. VP Albo, is it possible mtu connectiwa job uko na mse ako uko, cause kuna somebody amenitisha some cash ani connect na caregiving, ama ni scam? Hiyo ni scam. 9 times out of 10 ni scam. Kwa sababu caregiving jobs unaziget kama uko hapa, si kama uko mtaani. If they were doing that, man, I don't know, it's too good to be true. You ni scam. Imagine how many people could be here kama ingekuwa unapewa caregiving job from Kenya directly paka hapa. Occasionally kuna program hizo run zina bring wase, but lazima ukuwe na nursing background, kwa sababu caregiving ni nursing. Basically caregiving ni nursing. You need to have some, kwa sababu ukiangalia kama ile the basic level ya caregiving, you ituanga nursing assistant. Lazima ulearn basics za medical, dawa, first aid, vitu kaa hizo. Ile you're caregiving a human being. Ni nursing basically, ni nursing, ni medicine, ni medical involved. So kama unampatia pesa, jaribu alafu niambie kama unataka, if you really want to make it exciting. I mean, you never know, it could be true. If you have the money, kama kuna disposable income, mpatie alafu kamtuambia 6 months from now how things, make video, make vlog. Useme, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to try and get this job in America. Follow me on this journey. Actually, posting those videos could make you more money on YouTube than the money you lose paying this guy. You become a scam. 9 times out of 10 is scam. naipatia 1%, I mean 10% just in case. No. It might work, but mostly ni scam. Naweza sema hivyo. Able to reback kidogo semaje? Accept live requests, Jim Hart. Like what? Kama a guest? I don't have time for guests, that's a problem. I gotta go after this. Niko na very limited time. I'm not here all day. Mu record. If you have any questions, comment below. When I become free, maybe in the winter, tutakuwa na live session. Imekuwa hard kupull you through. I have 3 kids, man. I have 3 kids. Mimi nikabuda vibaya sana. And every kid has their own needs. So trust, truest. Make a lot of sense. Dude, maze, unaongea kama wazee 10. Ni experience tu. Mubonga hivyo kila saa, by the way. Wewe ni mgeni hapa. Dude, so there are benefits to lose some, all businesses including, there are benefits to lose. Some, all businesses include Apple, Walmart, do lose dollars for tax benefits. Like, explain more. Is it a question or explain more? Na try kuiconnect, sijui ka inimekia sense kidogo. Ni Petty BIK Mam 1. Ebu explain benefits of losing money. Explain kidogo. Alafu nda understand. Labo umethink vile nimesema, but just explain at least a little bit further. Martinez Kangeza samaje, I'm in the military. Would like to venture into trucking business. How do I start? Leave the military. Leave the military with all the benefits. Umeserve how long? 6 years already, ama? Kama if you can serve, actually, military is good. It's a good. It depends on where you live. I don't recommend that myself. Kama uko na green card already, kuja America, there's other things you can do besides getting to the military. But if it's something you have to do because somebody has to start somewhere, kama uko military, can you get a CDL license in the military? I think you could. Because one of my friends alipata CDL kama uko military. Alafu when he became a civilian, aliserve I think 6 years. Kama sahi nini. Alafu tulimmentor watu kadhaa, tulikammentor. Siku hizi enda na mentor watu pia. Naona kitu hiyo. So if in the military, once ukimaliza angalia ile exit point, 6 years, 5-year contract, ikiisha kama uventure hapa nje. Kikiumana rudi huko tena. Kikiumana. But you can. Tafuta tu mentor ile, okay, what do you want to get into? Utakuwa sawa. The military uzuri yenyu mko very disciplined. But musema ni kama I disagree. Mimi ni liberal. I think with liberal minds. Nikisema liberal, I don't mean Democrat. I just mean my liberal mindset. I have a liberal mindset. Always has, always been. No, si ati ni political movement. I'm a liberal by nature. Ile yani mutaka vitu yani ile communal. Napenda communal. That's why I'm sharing information for free. I'm not gonna miss a capitalist. If I was a capitalist, mngekama nalipia hii channel vibaya sana. No, hiyo ni capitalism. But mimi ni liberal. I just share information. I mean, I believe the common good ya kila mtu. That's what my liberal ideology means. See Democrats, don't do that. No. Democrats ni right wing anyway. So ni hivi. Kidogo samaje. So toka military, maliza ile the nice period ya ku exit, alafu come back to as a civilian, alafu angalia what benefits you have, alafu it's basically tracking is starting your own business. Alafu I don't know what your abilities are. Uko na mechanical skills. If you have mechanical skills, you'll grow your business faster than me. I lack mechanical skills. Most of my skills is ni mental, si physical. I'm terrible at physical things. Ile kama ku fix gari, I just do small fixes. I pay somebody else to do it. So ni hivyo. If you have mechanical skills, it's easier for you to run the trucking business because utakuwa na kama semewe ni diesel mechanic. You can fix your trucks. That means the cost of maintenance, you're paying yourself. So uta save more money because uko na hiyo skill. And your skill will always make money. Skills. So Maisha moja. Maisha ni nini bana? Good visuals. So maje. Loss in a tax benefit. Loss in a tax benefit. Naweza explain hiyo, sijui nataka kuangalia kama ile inaingiaje. Hebu tuone kama amenini. Can someone buy your truck and you link them with a contractor or reliable job? Column box. Can somebody buy your truck? Oh yeah, please. If you buy my truck, oh please. The fact that you bought my truck, I'm gonna be so happy. I'm gonna set you up so good that you'll never call me again. Why? Because you'll be making so much money, you'll forget that I'm the one who hooked you up. Nimesaidia wasa karibu 15 to 20 ukianza hii business, by the way, just doing these talks. niko na doing Maisha States before Maisha States, but it was verbal, face to face. Kuna wasa nimesaidia come to Alboni aje mentor them mpaka wakaanza biashara. If you buy my truck, of course na kuset up na kila kitu, because I'll tell you exactly what to do. I'll give you even 2 months ile, you can call me anytime just because you bought my truck. Wewe kwa favorite wangu juu I value my truck. I love my truck. Moga na attachment na magari. So kuna period flani from maybe the last 5 years, ama ni 10 years, the last 10 years, the last 10 years of my life, maybe from 2015, nime appreciate life yangu sana the last 10 years. Why? I've never been in debt. I always pay my bills on time. I have good credit, 820 credit score. So my things may work out for life yangu the last 20 years. So when I'm buying something, sai, because ini another phase of my life, I don't know how long it's gonna last. Hopefully it lasts forever. I'm really trying to. I get what I want. So that's what the thing is. I get what I want. Hiyo ndio advantage story. Ni kama kulipisha. Ile, man, I've been struggling for. Ni kama nilifika peak kabisa. So the last 10 years nimekuwa na advantage ya I get what I want. Naona hivyo sasa. Ile in terms of just my narrow brains. I don't know what that is. Ile to my rich life. Nasema hivyo. I like getting what I want. So if I'm buying a truck, for example, truck yangu, niliona, I fell in love. Nikainunua. Kwa nini? Sikinunua for only utility purposes. Kuna ile for, kuna ile too, it makes you feel good inside. So that's why. So I usually get what I want. So kibuy truck yangu, that's my personal preference. Truck yangu ni Freightliner, it was 96,000. Hiyo si bei ya truck kawaida. Truck ya kawaida kama seme 70, 80 hapo. Yangu ilikuwa 96. Nikaenda kulipa 110. Sawa. So what does my truck have, for example? Truck yangu ni long wheelbase. Ile mrefu. That makes it more comfortable. Iko na disc brakes. Every axle, disc brakes. Iko na air suspension. Every axle, air suspension. Iko na heated rear view mirrors. Heated hood mirrors. Iko na tire pressure monitoring system. Iko na heated and cool seats. Iko na dashboard imejaa na kila kitu. Yani there's no option. Yani the way they made the Freightliner to be, ni kama nimebuy sisi Mercedes, do you see trucks in Mercedes? Nasema nini? Ni Mercedes by the way. Freightliner ni Mercedes. Yani truck iko all the boxes checked. I don't have any blank switch kwa dashboard yangu. Iko na everything that truck comes with. From that model year. Iyo Cascadia, which ni gani? Cascadia from 2017 to, I don't even know the year, to 2024. All boxes checked. So my truck ni kama same as my car. Kitu kaa hiyo. Naona. Ile gari iko na heated and cool seats, iko na sijui ni acoustic mirrors, iko na sina massage seats, iko na heated and cool seats, iko na air suspension kwa gari yangu pia. So kuna ile preferences zangu. So when I see that in a truck, buy kama personal. So when you buy my truck, ndakupatia breakdown. Nakwambia hii gari iko low. You can lift it up if you want to, but usigonge. I feel like it's mine. So but that's just me. Ile buy what I want. Siku hizi. So preference yangu ya truck is a little bit different than everybody else. It's not only a utility vehicle, iko na comfort flani. No. So namua na hiyo towards comfort. Sijui kwa nini. Just the things that I never had, ni kama nalipisha. I'm overcompensating for the truck. My first truck was a piece of junk. Sikudanganyi. So when I buy a truck, that's what I want to separate myself so far from my first truck that make choices zile sometimes in preference. See practical, but make sense. No. Why should I have heated and cool seats on my truck? I don't know. I just feel like it's a good thing to have. Mona. So gari zangu zote are white. Zote. Preference. All my cars are white. All my trucks are red. Preference. The preference too. Never change color by the way. But in ile too, sometimes I'm sick of compromising. I just want to get everything. So niko hiyo face ya life yangu. Imeanza kuisha siku hizi, imeanza kufade. I'm going back to like normal siku hizi. No. Ile mambo ya kwenda juu hype imeisha, nishalipisha. Ile samangaje lazima useme I want to get a phone. Nilibuy iPhone 15. Sijabuy 17 bado. So which means I'm improving. Ile tamaa imeisha. No. So nasema hivyo. So kibuy truck yangu, I'll tell you everything I need to, because you bought the truck, najua it's an investment. Nakupatia step by step. Fanya hivi. But you have to be in Minnesota. Jumi sijui systems zingine za other states. If it makes sense to you, that is. Tasa. So more gonna preference flani. You can tell. but imeanza kufade away siku hizi. I'm back to basic. I've been flying so high for a while. Sasa nimerudi back to ile unajua msema hivi. See example. I learned this kwa ukifly ndege ya kawaida passenger plane. Hizo fly between 35,000 feet to 40,000 feet. Hiyo ni passenger plane. Sawa. Private jets hizo fly above 40 to 45, hata sijui kaa to 50, sijui kaenda kama 50. Pilots wananiambia, sika kuna pilot hapa. I just know that, ile tu fact ile. So, mimi nimekuwa kifly private jet level for a while, but sasa hivi die out. I just wanted to experience that, in feel too. Alafu nikasema, you know what, anyway, nishaigusia already. Nisha touch the sky, so now I can just relax, ni fly kwa normal passenger plane. So truck yangu kuna extra juice. I don't have to, but kuna hizo vitu zote, naona. Because your long wheelbase ni very comfortable. Una drive truck kwa highway, unasikia kama float. The only person ashaka kwa hiyo truck, labda ako notice, Kenyan American Home, Owen, tulikuwa na yeye video moja last year. Ilikuwa last year, I think so last year. Alikuwa kwa hiyo truck. I could tell difference. Sijui kama take difference by the way. Labda comparison, the truck very comfortable. So if you buy the truck, the fact that you buy the truck, ndakusaidia, nakupatia kila kitu for for free. I do it for free anyway. But ile, you have to be in business first, alafu uniambie. Kama if you're brainstorming, uko yo out, I can't really help you, no? Kwa sababu brainstorming is things that happen within your brains. Siwezi ingia kwa kichwa yako. So tuendelee. Nimeenda mbali sana na hiyo story. But I used to. Kuna sense sama tu, I'm gonna get whatever I want. But siku hizi msema, tone it down a little bit. But you're getting old. You gotta invest, you know. Usiishi maisha tu. Lifestyle, achana nayo. Sema, I'll buy a big house. Ask hizi, just roof over my head. Average. No. But it's good ufike hiyo level alafu one, I got whatever. Nishatosheka. Acha tu nitosheke kidogo. Sababu chasing hiyo story ya kwenda juu, it never stops. Anyway, get the point anyway. Bado kuna iPhone 15 bado. 15 Pro. Sijabadilisha bado. Still 15. So, I'm still okay. No. Sijanunua 17. It's just a thing anyway. No. Helicopter dancer invites you to co-host. No, I'm not inviting co-host. Sorry for now. So your tax bill is 50 and the loss will be reduced. No, if your tax, I don't know, amesemaje but to read back to I try combine kila nisema before. Ilikuwa nini? There are benefits of losing some, okay, I'm in the military, Mosho moja. The loss in a benefit. Can somebody buy a truck? Your truck. Columbus. Yeah, you can buy my truck. My apologies. Businesses do lose money for tax benefit. If the profit is 100,000 and you lose 30 and your tax bill is 50, the loss will be reduced. Is that what you mean? You don't really lose money like that. I know what you're saying, Manila. Businesses lose money. What I was saying at 15 EV, if you're driving 2,000 hours a year and they pay you 125 an hour, so technically your gross income, because you need business income, you see where your gross income ni $250,000, 250,000. Track moja hiyo. Mimi na track mbili by the way, track moja. So if you're making 250,000 and you have a track payment, suppose ni 5,000, which is 60K, ama ni 4,000, which is 48, kama 50, toa hiyo 50, hiyo ni expense hiyo. That's a business expense. So you're left with 200,000. So, alafu you have to pay yourself a reasonable wage. Suppose you pay yourself like maybe 6,000 a month, times 10, 60, 72. So minus 72, you know your wages. And how do you pay yourself? Your business will pay you as an employee. So kawaida, the same process. Uta withhold W2, uta withhold Social Security, federal taxes, state taxes, whatever things you deduct from 72. Kwa hiyo. So which means you've already paid taxes as an employee. Then the other amount that's left over, utalipa expenses that track kama fuel, which approximately is 3,000 a month times 10, 30,000. So utabaki, so umetoa 72, ukatoa 50, so whatever is left over, kama iko above 50, hii ni LLC, you're subjected to 15.3% tax. So what you're trying to say ni ile businesses lose money. You don't really lose money. Ni ile you get your gross income, unatoa expenses, whatever is left over ndio unalipia tax. So kama ni above 50k, ndio mimi nasema hivyo, ile left over. Au kwa nini hii tunga hivi kwa taxes? Your gross adjustable income iko over 50,000. Kuna more benefits kwa taxes if you file as an S corp. That's what I'm saying. Kama ni, I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Uni pretty BILK mom 1. So nile, if it's your gross adjustable income ni 50, it will actually help you more tax breaks benefits ukifile as an S corp. Kama wani LLC. If you're a corporation, it's a different story. Some corporations make more than that anyway. So taxes ni ile whatever is gross adjustable income utalipia tax. So kama ni 100,000, itabidi uandike check ya 15.3% to the tax. It'll be the federal tax plus state tax plus. So uta lose a couple of money because of that. So what you do ni ile, but if you took 50 from that, alafu ka invest kwa your business, back into your business, then au kutax na gross adjustable income. That's what I would say. If that's what you're saying, that is. I'm really trying to like understand. Mona. So Ben asema, hiyo ndio I'm trying to explain. In the military, wakona program inaitwa Troops into Transportation. Make use of it. Get CDL for free. Good. Mambiwa, Ben amesema hiyo story sasa, amesema hivyo. So, mwosho moja ni miwa kuoshwa yani. Oh, sasa, mwosho, sasa, that makes sense. How much do you want for your truck? Sai naiuza kama 70,000. Sai 70, which is the loan amount. After this month it was 68 hivi. Jumlipa 2,000 per month. Ile 70, I'll give it to you tomorrow. Everything. Make ni Freightliner Cascadia 2019, iko na DD15 moto kubwa. I think ni 550 horsepower. Alafu ni long wheelbase, sijui ni how many wheelbase. Iko na ni fully loaded truck basically. Like a fully loaded truck from Freightliner. That's what that truck is. If you want to see a video, Humble Africa, enda kwa Maisha States, I think so. Sijui nimesahau hiyo video. Taking delivery of Freightliner 2019. Utaona hiyo video. Ni day cab by the way, si sleeper. 2019. Now it's a too low amount. I'm not trying to make any profit. If somebody is buying it to make money, namuzi too low amount. I don't care what the value is. Pay my loan, I'll give it to you. Because I'm loan, by the way. Why do I have a loan? Do I really need a loan? Yes, I do. Why? Because loan zangu ligundua hivyo from the beginning. My loans help me offset some taxes. For the longest time business yangu nimekuwa LLC. But 2 years ago, 1 year ago, last year, nili-encounter story flani. I'm trying to figure out how to switch my company from an LLC to a private corporation. So I'm still learning how to do taxes and everything as a corporation. Because LLC is good to have some expenses in our offset taxes. So, but like kulipa more taxes, I invest back into my business by buying new equipment. So I always like having a payment. It feels like I'm losing money, but on a yearly basis, it's a tax saving strategy because I invest back into my business. So it makes sense hivyo. Ile tu ni ile kuna rules za kudu business in America. It's good if you're on the right side of everything. If you don't know, hire somebody to teach you how to do that. Sababu, you need to pay your taxes. Don't flake on the taxes. It's a terrible thing to do. You pay your taxes. It's business. I mean, it's business. So that's what I would do. I would sell it for 70. Whatever loan amount is. Okay, by next month, itakuwa maybe whatever will may reduce. That's what I'm doing. I'm not selling it for like to get profit. Either because I'm planning to buy another truck anyway next year. So nikiuza hii, itakuwa tu one less thing to worry about. Alafu ninunue ingine. If I don't sell it, I'll just drive it still. Daba ingine nieke madere wawili ni drive bado. It doesn't really, I'm not trying to make profit. Nile, if somebody is really interested, ni 70,000. So kama ni 70,000, sahi at least. Nimeangalia bill leo ni 70 sahi. So kama ni commercial loan, you need 20% down if you're going that route. If you have cash, just send me a cashier's check. That's it. No, si lazima unipatie cash. I don't need to see cash. I don't even see cash, by the way, like 6 months. Sijaiona cash since January. Sijui kwa nini. Mtu tu card anytime. Mu spend very, very minimum time ndaenda kwa kwa nini kwa ndakuwa na cash kwa mfuko. I never have cash. Umeona? Wacha ni balance kidogo. Nimekuwa TikTok sana. Naangalia huko sana. Sasa niangalia hapa nasemaje kulikuwa nini? Ama scam, ni scam, hiyo hiyo story. Musa, hii multitasking. Nikiwa na Canadian CDL, can it be used in the US? I think so, but in terms of local sijui, because I think they'll give you 3 months to convert it. Na kama wewe ni Canadian citizen and you're not an American citizen, maybe you'll need a work permit. Kuna zile unajua kuna hiyo territorial laws na nini lazima uangalie. So it could be so complicated with a give up. Sababu CDL sasa wasema you have to be an American citizen, green card holder. Work permit imekuwa ish kidogo na CDL because of zile accidents really happen. Ilikuwa wapi kwa ile truck alipiga U-turn. So they're becoming more, unajua wana crack down on it's part of their job. Unajua nini? FMCSA, it's in charge of the safety of truck drivers and everything. So they're doing their job basically. Certainly anything offensive, you might feel whatever you want to feel. They're just trying to keep everybody safe out there. So if you're a truck driver with a CDL, commercial driver's license, you're held to a much higher standard than drive to from one point to another, because you do this professionally. So you participate in commerce, so they take it more seriously. So if kuna rules, just follow the rules. Musema hivyo. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. So Musema, we're held to higher standards. So if you get into an accident na CDL truck, it's a 80,000 pounds, sometimes 90,000 pounds. Utaua mtu. I mean, nobody should leave their house in the morning. Alafu I say he doesn't go back to their house in the evening. I mean, even thinking about that troubles me. No. Ni kitu mbaya sana kuwapenia wase. Everybody should leave their house in the morning and go back in the evening. So if you're a commercial driver's license driver, just be safe out there. Just do the things you learned in school. So every day is a new day. When you wake up in the morning, do your pre-trip, get into the truck, drive like it's your first time driving 10 years ago, whatever. So every day is a new day. No. Slow down. What's the rush? Unakimbia wapi? Sini mzigo tu from one point to another. Take your time. Safe is better than sorry. No, hivyo. So rules change tu ile. So Canadians do how that works. Lazima uulize authorities where you want to move first. Sababu maybe you can get a work permit. Do I think Mexican na Canadian CDL kuna hiyo exemptions because kuna similar rules na ni kama itongaje NAFTA, Canadian, American na Mexican like CDL the same standards. So I think it can apply. I just don't know. I don't know the technicalities. No. I'm just some guy. But I think there's a way out. If you really want to do it, you will do it. No. Binadamu wako na exponential potential. If you want to do it, na hashon, minor. You can do it. Technically, you'll do it. No. Ukiona kama hiyo 2,000 hours na $250,000, it's appealing to you, I'm telling you, you will. That's what happened to me. Check your this check is so good. I'm going to chase this until I get it. I chased the paper. Na ilikuwa strategy. I had a strategy, by the way. Sababu, honestly speaking, as a new immigrant na green card kuja America, the thing that I did that paid my bills, financially secure, they track into this day. So I don't really know anything else, unfortunately. Kuna wasa wamesha experiment, so sijui, naona. So check na authorities kwanza. Alafu kuna hey albo long time, Mwangi Elvis. Long time bana, sijakuona mara moja hapa. Samuel Ngugi asemaje mambo ya green card, kuna government shutdown. Still, ijaisha bado. Hopefully wafungue. You know, they can just decide waseme, we have agreed, ifunguliwe leo. Naona, alafu tutakuongea story green card next week haraka. Nimeke ile video nimalize. I'll make a video once wameifungua. Hope isipite, by the way. People are really waiting. Sijui. By government shutdown, what does that mean? In Kenya, sisi hatujui hiyo na ni go slow ya majuu. Government shutdown inamaanisha the government is not working. Sababu your government, there's funding. Yani ile, you have to give money to all these departments of government to run efficiently. So how are we going to budget? I think it's a quarterly budget. So the people who decide how the government spends money ni House ni House of Representatives. Kama kina Ilhan Omar and the rest. Hiyo ndio House Representative. So wakisha pass hiyo budget bill, inaenda kwa Senate. Senate ina review. Ikireview, then the president signs. Then money is allocated for all these projects that are running the government. So right now, kwa ile in lockdown. Yani, kuna sijui policy ya big beautiful bill, inataka kupatia funding more beyond sijui kwa ICE, na sijui nini. alafu the Democrats wanaona no, we prioritize healthcare. Sababu healthcare ni if you really want to get back into office next year kuna elections, midterms, juu House out on for election every 2 years, see 4 years ni 2 years, so they have to give the public something that's more appealing to elect them back to office next year. So because they want to come back to office, they want some leverage, something that will give to the people. So I want a champion, they need budget for healthcare subsidies. So hiyo ndio kuna hiyo deadlock. So because they're not agreeing, so it shut down government. So there's no funding inaingia kwa hizo department except the essential. Ile essentials go, people are working with no pay right now because things have to go on. Until your deadlock iishe, what I agree, wataifungua eventually, but I don't know how long it's going to be. It's happened before. Ni ile tu budgeting issues. They have to agree. Ile kwa the House of Representatives will agree what the budget is moving forward. What mtu mwingine compromise alafu wa move on. That's why it's shut down. So kama green card ni part of the government, itungaje Department of nimesahau jina. But mpaka wafungue ndio ipate funding, itaendelea sasa. So everything kama tuko standby. Umeona? Samuel, green card iko bado ndio the same thing Samuel, what I just said before. So Mwangi Elvis, uko yes gava ina handle aje kwa truckers immigrant who can't even speak English and cause accidents kama yule trucker alikuwa anapiga U-turn kwa freeway bana. I don't really know the situation, the story kabisa, lakini mimi najua sometimes when you're a new driver you get so nervous, unapotea. Kama mimi the first time nimeingia construction, I'll give you another story, ile make sense. A little bit more gonna empathy. I don't like jumping into conclusions before judging somebody if I don't really know the whole story. Because mimi nikienda job the first time nikienda construction, kuna do job moja inaitwa light rail project. Iliisha kama 5 years ago. Ilikuwa Minneapolis St. Paul light rail project. So my first load nikapewa niende place inaitwa Monticello. Nishamekea video moja za Monticello. So what happens ni hivi, from Monticello ni freeway. Hiyo freeway kuna ma exits. So freeway exit yangu ya kwanza ilikuwa Monticello, which is exit 200 I think. The next exit ni exit 190 I think. So ni 10 miles before the next exit. So trip yangu ya pili I missed my exit. Oh my goodness. Nili drive 10 miles. Nikapiga geuka hivi 10 miles. So niliongeza 20 miles kwa drive yangu hiyo time. So maybe this guy got lost, anakuwa nervous. Sometimes kwa hizi magari unaponga enough fuel ya kumaliza hiyo trip. Ni kama ndege ikienda kufly from Minneapolis to Amsterdam, ampewa enough fuel ya kufly from Amsterdam. Ikibidi waambiwe go land in Nairobi, hawana 4 hours of flight, maybe wakona maybe 2 hours. So itakuwa hard kidogo. Maybe I'll get nervous. I don't know what happened, by the way. They follow your story. It's just terrible that people had to lose their lives because of that. So nimusema ile prevention, kama if you, I don't think you can, I don't know how that slipped. Because CDL yoga very strict to get license. I don't think, kuna ile story labda ni propaganda. Kuna ile one-off. People can speak English, no. I don't think ni ile tu, anyway, tena nayo. Ilikuwa story more bio. Mi ni tracker nasema, more ile empathy, because I know sometimes how things happen on a daily basis. Exorbitant, ni kitambo hii, maze, nisahau. Nimefika, woodwork aspiration. Old school woodwork aspiration. So kuna, how come tracker mami aliacha kufanya content? Inafaa umlete kwa live siku moja. Hataki content kabisa. Unajua kuna priority. She has 3 kids, she has her own things. Mambo ya wanawake ni mingi. Nimemwambia amekataa. So maybe one day it makes sense. She has to want to. Mimi nikimwambia ni kama isaidi. Unaona? Labda akamkunisumbua mimi. Acha nipiga msomo jana, so leo at least na hope for peace, because tulifight jana nilichelewa akanirushia video aje. So she has to want to make content. Sijui kwa nini. Mbona kila wiki naona wasee wakiuliza dump truck mpya. Wakiuza dump truck mpya. Jim Hart. Wakiuza dump truck mpya. Kuna wasee, I don't know. Me, economy inaenda up down. Nimesema hivi, some people all retire. Labda we buy truck, maybe ni hivi. Kama sema mimi niko na truck moja, kama mimi side yangu nimebuy 2023. Sawa. nikaidrive for 1.5 years. This year sijaidrive kabisa tangu niweko ile mzigo wa ice alafu iniangushe hiyo ice ile liko freezing. Nikasema sitaki kudrive hiyo dump truck, acha ni drive dump truck mpaka ni pay off. So kuna waseo retire tu wasema tu unajua nini, I don't want to do this anymore, acha ni retire niende kukaa na I do other things. Utauza truck. Now there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Sometimes you can buy a 1-year-old truck, is still brand new. Nimusema slightly used. Kuna wasababu that they don't want to come back next year, so watauza truck this year. Kusema truck mpya ni gani? Yes, nitumie moja nione. Maybe I'm looking by the way. Kama kuna Jim nitumie nione moja. Nione alafu nijue niaje. People sell every year, by the way. Any part of life. Unaona, you can sell things, you can buy things, ni hivyo tu. Hebu tuone samaje. Iko branded, ilikuwa kwa kampuni, na ukiangalia truck ni brand new but wanaiuza. Ama ni ile ya red ile uliona? Kama ni hiyo ni 5-year-old. What happens ni hivi, Jim, wacha kabla kweli kabisa. Kama mimi for example, niko na truck ya Freightliner nilibuy 2 years ago. So I learned this nikibuy truck yangu. So I have photos, niko na picha ya truck yangu when it was brand new. Niko na hizo picha, enough pictures. Niko do YouTube already, by the way. When I bought my truck 2020, I was doing YouTube for like nimeanza YouTube 2015, by the way. Kama 2015 YouTube. So 2020 nikibuy hiyo truck, I was making videos already. Niles kujua exactly what to talk about. So ndakuwa na brand new pictures za hiyo truck 5 years ago. So if I'm selling that truck, ile eye appeal, ile kuonyesha wasee hivi, what I'll do ni I'll use the brand new pictures to get your attention. So kina truck inauzwa saa hii, that's probably a 5-year-old truck, ni ile picha ni ya 5 years ago. I think that's what you did. No. That's why. Juu awa sanasema kama ni hiyo truck uliona ya red, hiyo inauzwa, I know the truck already inauzwa ni gani. What they are doing ni they're upgrading their fleets. Hii ni fleet, by the way, gari kama 10 ama 12. What they do after 5 years, awangusha gari, wanauza gari 5, alafu wana replace hizo 5. It's a big company. Kama ni hiyo uliona, by the way. Kama ni hiyo, sijika ni hiyo. I'm thinking what you're thinking. They're using a brand new picture ya hiyo truck, but the actual truck unataka kununua ni used. No. Maybe what I polish ikae poa. But that's what it is. See, brand new. Iko Facebook Marketplace, I think so. So that's why. See ati they're out of business. Washanunua mpya. I wish ningekushow. Hata najua mpya yao. Kama ni hiyo, nitumie ile uliona alafu nikwambie, nitumie. So Albo, Maisha States YouTube, Facebook channel, Maisha States. Handle yangu ni @Maisha_States. Kwa most of these platforms. Albo, I'm told from Mexico, I'm told from Mexico, you cross to the US kama miguu bila makaratasi. Geoffrey Kingoina. How do you do that? How? You're told? I'm gonna watch video nani ya Kenyan American Home. Ila kusema you make content bana. Sijua ukiangalia nani Owen, angalia consistency. Watch video zake ni best yangu. So kama uliona akitembea kwa mguu, anakumekia content. Unajua kama kuna ile brain ya content creator. Every time we go to a new place, we want to document what we are doing. So mimi mostly sikuwagi na make hizo video because now if I'm with my kids, itakuwa hard to make a video juu nitakuwa distracted. Those kids, man, they're wild when they're out there in the public. So lazima ni watch out. Enda uangalie video tena. I don't think it is true. How could that be true? No. Kuna immigration, kuna both sides, kuna immigration. VP Albo, hope your Sunday is going well. Kolo alipata track nyingine after ile mkosi. Bado. Hiyo ikuwa track yake, ilikuwa track ya best yake fulani. So, ni dem, by the way. Track ilikuwa track ya dem. Ule demu track kumuinterview hapa hivi. Kama atakubali, that is. Sijui kama atakubali. Atapewa track. I think investigation inaendelea. Lazima wamalize wa conclude alafu waifunge hiyo kesi alafu atapata track nyingine. So, sijui hiyo story imefika wapi. But atakuwa compensated. Kuna insurance, by the way. So, my boyfriends were blown up off by a bazooka. Should he become a woman and have cooked reconstruction surgery? I don't know. Sitaki kuongea vitu ziko outside hiyo story. Msee wangu bwana, niaje bwana, naona. Tuko play serious hapa hivi. It's a good joke ndio, lakini come on man. No. VP Albo, does cyber security pay well? Extremely well. Extremely well, by the way. Cyber security, are you kidding me? extremely well. If you're doing it, do it. I'm not the right guy to ask though. Mi ni truck driver tu. Kama seka isili hapa hivi. Kuna wasee, jika kuna msee anajua cyber security. Ule mi najua fanyange YouTube. That's the problem. That's the it pays really well. Don't get it twisted. Kuna so many careers. Mi naongea tu ile I talk about what I know. Ukiniambia cyber security, I need notes. Alafu nakwambia kitu ile, why would I nikwambia kitu ile mimi sijui. I just talk about what I know. No. TikTok sasa unasemaje? Ilikuwaje? Are your load specific ama you take everything, e.g. scrap metal, mchanga, kokoto? Humble, very specific. Model na sand, gravel, topsoil. Ni construction by the way. So itakuwa maybe sand, itakuwa gravel. Box yangu ni steel. So naza barabo. Hii mambo ya sijui ile itongaje ile hot mix, ile lami ile. I don't do lamis, zero kabisa. Metal, I don't do metal, zero kabisa. Model tuna construction, ya road construction na building, that's it. Excavating. So ni sand, gravel, topsoil, rubble, and maybe rocks, that's it. 5, 6 CV, very specific. Anything else? Truck ingine, find somebody else for that. Mwana, inakuwa very specific. Bwana, ise winjo ni Raila Odinga onge. Neza transfer. Bwana, ise winjo ni unasema ama katika hiyo. Ni Raila ongea. I don't know how to. Sijui kijaliwa vizuri. Najaribu. About Raila. Niliongea last week by the way. Si political sana hapa. Si story ya political. No. You're inspiration for me. I appreciate it a lot. Oh, Guru Visuals. Thank you, Guru Visuals. You're inspiration to me too, by the way. By the way, we have talked. I'm the Prime guy, Columbus. Oh, Prime guy. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Jina ndio mabadilisha manini. Sikumbuki poa. So if you're the Prime guy, angalia which city you want to live in, ikwe home ground. Alafu sande uanzie hapo. If you're leasing kama Katuosis, you'll end up not owning the truck after that, unless ni lease purchase. One day, na hope kuona kuon 13 Pro. GoPro 13. Hii itakuwa, your dream might come true this December. Good visuals. So kuna pretty exactly. Oh, so kwa hivyo exactly pretty BLK kwa hivyo ume understand. Ime make sense. So IRS will find you no matter what. Yes, they will. Pay your taxes, we'll say. Pay your taxes. Stop playing games. No, pay your taxes. You have to. The government allows you to do business and make money and guarantee your security and resources and roads and everything. Pay your fair share of taxes. No. Okay, the corporation, that's something else. That's what I'm going to. I'm learning how to do corporation. Hopefully next year, I'll switch my company to full-time corporation. I'm learning. Right now, I'm learning as we speak. So there's a company called Rayleigh's, yeah, dump truck. Now nanga every month wanauza hizo truck. Really. Maybe if you have a big company, una running a fleet. Au fanyanga hivi, naweza explainia aje sasa which is the best way. Kama una fleet, sometimes ile turnover, I'll change trucks zao every 2 years. Ni story na ita get deeper. Sitaki kuenda hiyo story saa hii. I know what you're saying, but itatoa ile itakuwa outside the scope ya hii nini, scope ya hii tunaongea sasa. Itakuwa, I know what you're saying though. I know exactly what they do. Mona on a dump, you buy, kama una kampuni kubwa alafu you get contracts directly, utabuy truck mpya every 2 years because of the money you're making. Lazima offset and you buy new ones. That's what I would say right now. So if they sell their trucks every 2 years, not because the trucks are too old, nile they've made their money back already, they have a new venture, so they're buying new equipment again. Ile to keep your flowing. It's a whole different topic here. That means someone just invested and now is selling it. Jim Hart. Not really. You track your, I don't know how to tell you. Track ni, I think ni old. You kama nione. To me nione. Tuma nione nikwambia. Niko on I-94 West. Karibu na wapi? Fire, Phoenix. 94 West karibu na wapi? Mi naishi ile loop. I live near the loop. Ile 494. Iko western loop of Minneapolis. That's where I live. So, karibu na wapi 494? Is your truck a dump truck or a tipper? Ni the same, I think it's the same. Because you tip, it tips the back. So, ile tu, ndio kuna hizi sometimes it's the same thing. Tipper na dump truck is the same thing. Very same thing. But ile kuna ile, ndio kama vile hood na, kuna ile American English na British English. So, unapata tipper na dump truck is the same thing. By the way, same thing. But ni ile, in our industry, what they call tipper is something different. So, to be on the safe side, sema dump truck. But, kama ni Kenya, kama naongea mtu wa Kenya, truck yangu ni tipper. By the way, it's a tipper. So, it's a dump truck. It's a tipper. The same name. But ile tipper, hapa sa ile tunaitanga tipper, ni ya takataka. Ni inainua hivi juu ya takataka. Iko na walking floor. Something like that. So, just American English, ile definition. Dump truck ni tipper. Same thing. Mwana. So, Jim Hart, Kirigi, lazima iangushe. Iangushe nini Jim Hart? Naona. Kirigi, hakuna watu wa kutoa mzigo. Unaiangusha tipa, unaimwaga yote chini. Ndio hiyo. Muuliza hivyo kutoa mzigo. Hebu nimemiss nini wapi? Investing, is there a company called, it's a big machine, can cause a lot of damage. Yeah, that's true. Ile ukidrive truck kwa nini. So kuna nini, kuna Kiriga sema watu watoe mzigo. Unamwaga yote chini. Kuna vile unaweza advise kama before you begin this journey to be careful about being married. In sasa mwe jina itaka nini TikTok ita misunderstand jina. Ukwe one ko married ni area yako bana. Unajua hivyo? Ni area yako bana. Sijui mimi nilianza dump truck then nikaoa. Now I had them, I can afford. Kuna video moja nimeona jana imenifurahisha sana. Ifurahisha sana. Hata nimerepost kwa TikTok. Ilisema women kuna class yao, kuna women class yao. Usicomplain ati this women wako above mimi. Hiyo si budget yako. Unaona? So kama unaoa budget yako bana. Kama uwezani na demula kwa above wewe achana Juu kuna demule unaweza afford, kuna demule huwezi afford. So ukisema unaoa, it's up to how much is your pockets, how deep are your pockets. Kwa madem either utaspend do. Either way. Hata kuna ile kimarriage watu wanza na dowry. So hiyo ni do already, down payment. So utaza down payment kwanza, alafu utakuwa na recurring payments as long as she's around. So it costs money, by the way. Si cheap. So kusema, so based on that, maybe under tracking kwanza, make do, alafu ndio uoe. Because now you can afford it. That's what happened to me. Singe afford kuoa bila dump truck. After dump trucks, I can afford it. No. Ninasema running cost yangu ya expenses every month ni 6,000. Imagine 6,000, hiyo ni ile budget. Sometimes you below budget. Hebu niambie Kenya shillings. How much is 6,000 US dollars a month Kenya shillings? It will drive you crazy. Ukiangalia hiyo figure, itakuwa crazy kabisa. Nasema what? Oh my goodness. Mufikiria hivi. Nikibonga na bro last week. Kwa naongea juu investment ya Kenya. If I can invest in Kenya, alafu ni make 6,000 a month, I'll appreciate it. Lakini the amount of investment utaweka down Kenya, ikumekia 6,000 a month. Si tu hao moja ama track moja, ni more yani ukiangalia ile disparity ya ile income ya states na ya Kenya, ile difference ni huge. Of course ni easier kuinvest, kama kuna dola ya hapa hivi kuinvest Kenya ni easier. But ile ganja toka Kenya kuja hapa hivi, una lose value vibaya. Because ile difference ya shilling na dollar. Mona. So, musema, pika tu hesabu. Niki keep to the budget, kila mwezi, spend 6,000. Niki blow budget sometimes, labda ni 8,000, labda ni 10,000. So, niambie, how much is 10,000? It's like a stack some hiyo figure. Wewe fikiria mtu ana spend 6,000 a month just for the regular expenses. Mona. States. Convert to Kenya shillings uone. E cost of living ni high kiwazimu. Terrible. Naona. Terrible sana. Acha nirudi kwa hiyo comment hiyo unasemaje? Kuna vile unaweza where do you get the courage to buy a dump truck bila hata connection na uko employed? gym hat. Kuna strategy fulani. Kile musema ni hivi, si courage ya kubuy dump truck. Fanya hivi, jipatie kuwa na plan. Sawa, gym hat. Usema uko kuwa na plan, useme aje, ndako venture into hii dump truck. So what I'll do, nasikianga Alboa naishi Minneapolis. Kuja hapa Minneapolis, kaa uishi Minneapolis, buy coat ya winter, kuna hapa hivi kuna ni frozen tundra. Kuja ukaa hapa hivi, drive for somebody for a couple of months. Ili ufeel job kabisa. You'll make money still kama dere. Dere will make between, sijui, 6,000 to 8,000 a month, madere. So drive for somebody for 1 year. Ili kuwa comfortable. You'll still be making money. But make sure umesakiwa your job before kuje. Drive for somebody for 1 year. Alafu learn job. Okay, if something you can do, then proceed uende utafute. How do I get financing ya kubuy dump truck? Kuna strategies. There's some things you can do. Waanzie mali alafu build towards. Hiyo ndio courage. Kwa sababu unapata, if you really want to do it, kwa sababu maybe you're thinking about it but you're not really sure. Kuja uendeshe mtu for 1 year. That's what I did, by the way. Nili quit job yangu ya over the road, nikamkuendesha mtu construction. Ile after 1 year niona there's so much benefit ya kuwa home every night than could drive over the road. Kwa nini? I realized kumbe over the road I was even spending more money because I had to buy food on a daily basis. Nikuja hapa hivi I was spending less money because niko naishi home. Anyway, my expenses to buy groceries weekend mpaka the next weekend, kama ni $100, ni $100. Over the road you could spend $100 a day saa zingine. Depends on what you buy. Naona hivi tukaa hiyo. So nikakwamia hapa hivi. Kuja we try kwanza. Alafu ndio uone kama if it's something you can do. But you have to make the sacrifice. Kuja uendeshe mtu for at least 6 months, 3 months, uone if it's something you can do. Kuna best yangu mmoja tu ongea naye kila siku. Siwezi mtaja saa hii. Amedrive, amejua mbona this is very doable. Saa hii ana plan buy truck yake next year. Kirigi asemaje? I meant like the long 40 inches that tips sideways, or the 26 dump truck that tips from the back. Both. Mi kuna both, by the way. Ile sideways ni tonga side dump. Ina tip, yani you lock one side, alafu ina tip hivi. Una unlock hii, ina tip hivi. Hizo ni side dump. Alafu box truck, ile dump truck 26 ina tip kwa nyuma. Alafu kuna end dump. End dump ni tractor trailer, ina dip kwa nyuma bado pia. So same thing bado. But ile specific because of the kind of jobs we do, au taka either side dump ama dump truck. Dump truck ina apply where the spaces iko tight. Like if you're working in a neighborhood, juu ile side dump ni tractor trailer, yezi turn faster. But big projects, they prefer side dumps. Kwa nini? They dump really quick. Una move hivi, poof, naenda. Kama highway kama seme wame shut down one lane, alafu mwacha one lane. Dump truck iza kuja hivi, imwange na iende. Dump trucks are very efficient kwa road construction. Alafu dump trucks, side dumps are very efficient for road construction. Au malda job, whatever sisi fanya na dump truck, side dump can finish a job ya 5 days, dump truck, side dump will do it in 2. Chop, boom, 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 kisha. No. They're very fast. Yani, side dump is very efficient. So musema ukuja construction, entry level ya construction ni side dump. You know, tractor, then you pull somebody's trailer. Then once you build income, it becomes easier when you're building income. Alafu una move to dump truck. Sababu dump truck, uko na more flexibility. Sawa. We work in tight places. Kama ukiangalia nimekuwa road construction last week, but ilikuwa a small section. Ile only dump truck can do that. So job ina vary. But because watu wengi wamerealize hizi dump truck kama zetu, we have more capacity because kuna drop axle. Tuna spread your weight. So I can do up to 20 tons. Side up in 24 tons. So kuna 4 tons extra kutuliko sisi. So of course it's more efficient than side dump. Lakini dump truck 20 tons iko more efficient than 17 tons. Unaona? So pick and choose. Preferably siku hizi most contractor I'll prefer dump truck ile kuna more capacity kama ile mood drive ile ya 3 axles na drop. So than hata side dump saa zingine because of tight spaces. Sawa. Lakini kama if it's a big project au taka side dump peke yake. They don't want dump trucks. It always your time. No. And time is money. I mean, we only have a few months to do construction anyway. 6 to 7 months. So ndio hiyo sasa. Ama ni buy tu, ni park, ni pange pole pole. Ama ni buy tu, ni park, ni pange pole pole. Yeah, Jim Hart, piga simu tuongee bana. Piga simu next week tuongee. When I'm driving tutaongea, utani keep company bana. Sio mambo ya matraka bana, ma story. Piga simu tuongee. You're thinking too much, sir, you know. Can you turn a pickup truck into a dump truck? No, you can't. How is it? Kama ni ndogo capacity. It has to be like ile capacity ni unajua ni dump truck ni story ya itongaje? Payload. So the more the better. Mona, the more the better. Now Lisa, more in terms if divorced, all that can be taken. I'm from Mbotela, by the way. Kama divorce, all instant ingine. I don't want to deviate from the topic, but there's a way to handle that. Anything can be handled. No. Your dump truck is a side tipper. No. In a from the back. Side ni ile tractor na trailer. Ama ni tip both up and down side dump ni side left and right. Dump truck ni back. You back up, you dump alafu naenda. Which one are you selling? 70k. The tractor, ile Freightliner ile video za last year. Any video last year, ukiona video last year, ile truck ile nauza. Could sell potentially. Si lazima niuze, could sell at a good price. See, good price. Anybody who's willing could sell. Ukipatia offer no serious, I can sell it to you. But ile ya last year see, dump truck I'm not selling yet. I'm using it still. If someone buy truck, you can manage. No, I can't do that. Mr. TB, I can't really do that. If you buy 50 trucks, I can manage. I can be your CEO. If you buy one truck, waste of your time. It's like you're telling me, like, if can I have a baby with this girl, then you watch my baby. No, I can't. Because there's things I can't do for a brand new baby. The brand new baby has to be with their mother. Because their mother ndio na nas comfort. But a brand new baby needs their parents. You know what I'm saying? Kids when they're brand new outfit from their mom. So if you buy a truck in the beginning, if it's one truck, you're better off you running the truck and you grow it to 15 trucks. Then you can step away and let somebody else manage. But if you buy me a truck and ask me to manage your truck, I'll make more money than you will. Unfortunately. Unless you have to group mkana wa say, I'ma just invest in shares. Buy shares in somebody else's company. Then you can make passive income. But ukibuy truck moja, upatie mse, watu washafikia mistakes over and over again. Not recommended. Chances of failure are very high. 90% failure rate na gari moja. I want to learn the business, but sina knowledge. Soma two books, by the way. Anza na mimi nilianza hizo books za awakina Robert Kiyosaki, ilichangamsha a little bit in my mind kujua this is how things work. Soma two books, by the way. So pick one book. Mimi nilikuwa in trouble financially. I had debt, too much debt. Nikasoma Total Money Makeover, Dave Ramsey. Nikaanza ku practice the 7 baby steps. Nikasoma Rich Dad Poor Dad. Nikaanza ku manage business vizuri. So siku hizi musoma books more yani different. Hata kwenda how to invest 50,000 to 5,000. Musoma everything. Sababu nigundua kuna ile value. The more you learn, the more you know. The more you know, the better decisions you make. Mwana hivyo sasa. So soma books. Usiji discount. YouTube. Liko wapi kwa Dedan Kengesa. Soma VPL board does oh yeah, it pays really good. So that's how easy multitasking. I wish Nixon asemaje niaje albo hope uko poa. Unaweza advice mtu akiwa anaoa huku USA assign prenup. No, you don't need to. Are you a multi-millionaire? They do. If you're broke, brokers don't waste your time. Enda tu uoe. Kiambia demu na sign prenup ya nini bana? Or them, you see it in nini? People who sign prenups ni wale they already have kama sema mingi kwa $100 million. Sawa. Alafu ndio kwa dem fulani nimepata kwa streets. Why? Because she's so beautiful. Oh why? Wow. Alafu sema I don't really know her but she's so appealing. No. Akona pretty privilege. So I don't know her intentions. So what do? Nasema hivi, I will separate my income from marriage. How will I do that? Prenup. Kwa nini? Because if she marries me for a week, then she decides she wants to leave, she'll walk away with half of my assets, which is 50 million. Do you think I'm going to do that? I'm too dumb to do that. So, na mtu making 100 million, kuna these people you work with. Labo kuna financial advisor, kuna lawyer, they will recommend ufa prenup. Kwa nini? Just to separate your business from your marriage, which is personal. It makes sense. But kama you just mtu wa kawaida tu uko broke na kila kitu, unaweka prenup ya nini? That's the quickest way of losing a fiancé. Ambia dem ati sign prenup na umesota. No. Or to keep your private bedroom stuff private. Keep your business on this side. Either two. No. Una sign prenup ya nini sasa? If you have some assets that you're protecting, chances are, if you have those assets already, ushazi protect already. These other things you do. Prenup ni ile tu, if you have some assets you intend to keep growing, na utaki uzi mix up na marriage, so utaenda uongea na lawyer, naona, alafu mdiscuss muone, okay, sawa. Na pia prenup pia kuna requirement. Kama unaona vile sijui ilikuwa nani Janet Jackson aliolewa sijui Middle East, wakasema if you stay married every year, I'll give you this much million. If you have a baby, I'll give you this much million. If you divorce me after 4 years, I'll give you this much. Hiyo ndio prenup, ni kama agreement. Ile wasemaje, inaambia dem, kwa sababu pia mademu wana risk. Uulize mademu au uulize. Kuna demu yote aende yale na mse amwandikie prenup from day one. Kwani ni contract. Si mnaona, si ni personal. So kama kuna asset fulani zile utaka kuinterfere nazo, usi lose income. I'm telling you the truth. Ni ile from my perspective, mimi nilimari dem, wife yangu. Hakuna prenup, by the way. If she walks away tomorrow, achukue track yangu, half of it, aende nayo, okay, ndaanza fresh. No. I'm a very good starter. Nile tu, I'll figure it out. Actually, musema, life could be simpler that way. But usiana na prenup, unless you have assets to protect, which means you're rich enough to afford that. No. Musiona vitu za news hivi. Sometimes people write these things in your Cell magazine. Hope wadi yuko poa. But prenup tena, nini tena bana. Nixon bana. Si lazima. Hii do ni kidogo sana. You can make twice. Albo ukiwa na UAE security license, unawezekana kupata hired in a USA like cruise ship or whatever. Break it down please. Hassan wa Isa, uko na UAE security, I think it depends on the company. Hiyo si something I can answer. Ile tu lazima ujue which security company do you work for. Na kama hiyo company kuna affiliation na US, itakuwa easier hivyo. Kuna msanii ngana last time alikuwa alitransfer. It's possible by the way. Lakini kama ni company, if the company iko headquarters in the US na iko Middle East na you run business, they can transfer you kupatia work permit because ni internal, ni job yako. That's how good you are that they're willing to send you over. Lakini kama ni mtutu mediocre, sababu cruise ship, if you apply as a security kama cruise ship, you can get the job. Lakini it depends on the company that's hiring you. Si generic, si ati ni worldwide ati they're supposed to do this. Lazima wewe mwenyewe ujitafutie hiyo mali na fit in. Sasa. So Samuel samaje, thanks for inspiration. Shukran bana, shukran Samuel. Nani mwingine yuko hapa? Training 254 here. Oh, karibu bana. Balisha jina tena Training 254. Alafu kuna Albo Zak hapa. Karibu Zak, vipi? TikTok. Nafanya maliza nini? Naona time inaisha. Karibu 3. Oh, nime extend, remove extend. Damn. Siko najua. Nisema 2 hours. So ilikuwa wapi? Dump truck and side tipper, ama ni tip both sides, which one are you selling? 70, nisha answer hiyo. Ilikuwa nini? If someone buys your truck, can you manage? No, I can't manage for them. I want to learn a business, so mabook hiyo nimesema. Dump truck driver salary in MN is 28% above national average. Why? I think because the season is very short. We have some 3 months off. But if you get paid kama salary, most of them get unemployment. So from your major salary, utalipa some unemployment insurance, some percentage of your income, so they'll pay you 80% when you're not working. Kituka hiyo. But musema, why do I insure for not working? Chapa job mpaka 9 months, tafuta job ingine ya pili 3 months. Come drive for me for 3 months. Alafu rudi back to your whatever. No. Man, your dump truck was worth 250k. Yeah, kituka hiyo, approximately. Everything I paid kama 260 hivi. Lakini do I even think about it? No, I don't think about it. Mina ngalianga how much cash flow does it make me every month? That's what matters. Payment, none of my business. Inaanza na unajua ni hivi, kuna ile ukibuy truck, for example, kama dump truck, kuna fixed cost na variable cost. Sawa, naongea nani Jim Hart. Kuna fixed cost na variable cost. Kubuy fuel ni fixed cost. It's a cost of operating business. Kubuy insurance is a cost of operating business. Maintenance, itakuwa tu oil change, whatever, it's a cost of running business. So as long as you run your business, asamanga overhead, what's your overhead? Ukipata your fixed cost ni 20%, alafu your take home ni 80%. That means you're winning. Track payment si fixed cost, ni variable. Juu hiyo uanza, alafu inaisha. No. Understand hivyo. Inaanza inaisha. Usiona kama track payment ni permanent. Kama loan yako ni 4.5 years, after 4.5 years, hiyo variable inaisha kabisa, inapotea. Alafu, so nile unaangalia what's your cash flow. Overhead cost ndio uma watu. Suppose uko na gari kama moja, fixed cost ni 20%. Aya, driver wages ni 30%. Unabaki na 50. That could be risky. Kwa nini? Because hiyo 50 ndio maintenance, ndio profit yako. That's very risky. That's what my wife was doing last year. Ali make loss, ako na make do. The driver was making more than what she was keeping after everything. Mona sasa. So idea ni hivi. That's not the end of the game, by the way. So if your profit ni unashare profit na maintenance ni 50%, that means your overhead is too high. The trick is have a fleet. Kwa nini? Ita compensate. If maybe the truck is making 20,000, alafu your overhead cost ushatoa kila kitu unabaki na 10,000, ushalipa dereva, umelipa truck payment, umelipa insurance, unabaki na 10,000, alafu 10,000 ndio maintenance na ndio profit yako, so you have to pay yourself like maybe 2 baki na 8. The trick in ile, scale up your business uko na 10 trucks. Because 10 trucks na 10,000, you need 50,000 a month. Your expenses kama ilikuwa 2,000 inakuwa insignificant. Kwa nini? Juu ile increase fleet, una make more money, alafu ina compensate for everything else. Sawa? So unaangalianga hivyo, what's your overhead? So mimi kisema over the road ni very unpredictable. Wazanda hii trip make 8,000, kurudi home urudi na 4,000. One day trip make 10,000, kurudi home urudi na 3,000. Did you actually make that money? Ile saying ya usemanga, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. Ndio muhimu. Sababu making sema, mu making ikuwa na million a year, mdosi. I usually say this na niwaambie ndio mjue how much money. Then I'm hoping, nikishakambia figure ndio hii. Utapiga hesabu zako based on your knowledge, uangalie, is it worth it for me and what I'm doing right now? Kama si worth it, tupa nje. But remember, if it's not worth it for you and it's working for me, chances are it'll work out for you too. Sababu you never know. You might think I'm smart, but you're 10 times smarter than me. Naona hivyo. And I'm being honest, by the way. Kuna watu wengine hapa hivi unajifunga, you're procrastinating, and when you actually do the thing, I'll come to you for consultation. Aujioni hivyo. You're limited by your own fear. The fear, by the way. Fear of the unknown. Oh, I'm so scared. What if? Kuna watu wengi muonge nao kila saa. Msa ananipatia doubt fulani na cheka. Why am I laughing? Because I used to be that guy too. Unasema, Albo, I was thinking of getting a dump truck. Lakini nimeangalia payment sahi. Hey, hizo truck ni 300,000. Ouch. 300,000. Ouch. 5,000 a month. That's a lot of money. If you make 8,000 right now, 5,000 is a lot of money. Angalia umejifunga. Forgetting. Like, basically kuna amnesia. Yani you're blinded hivi. Funga macho umesemaje. Forgetting that when you buy that truck, I'm clapping for emphasis. When you buy that truck, nisiharibu audio, buy that truck. I want to laugh, but it's true. When you buy that truck, you're making 8,000 right now. Utakuwa na option ya 16, uta double your income. You'll still pay yourself 6 instead of 8, then you'll save 10. No, but I'm making 8 right now. Okay. Business 101 for dummies. If you're making 16, you're making 16. When you pay yourself 5, you're just keeping a budget. You didn't lose the 10. You saved the 10. It's not how much money you make. It's how much money you keep. Because guarantee, when you're a driver, I'm an employee, and you're making 8, angalia budget yako. Maybe after all your expenses, you only save $500. But when you're doing business, and you pay yourself 6 because you have a budget, and you're very intentional, guess what? Uta save 10. Kwa nini? Sababu, kuna feeling you come. I'm telling you, I've experienced it. Nimesemaje? From 2015, I started doing whatever I want, which is a very bad attitude. Ni ile kama ile FU attitude. I get what I want. All my cars are white. All my trucks are red. Specifically, if it's not a red truck, I'm not buying that truck. I'll wait for the red truck. If the car is not white, I'm not buying the blue car. I have to buy. That's me. Get what you want. So, you need FU attitude. Uki make your dough 25,000 and you're making 8,000. Alafu automatically when you start making this money, uta save 10. Alafu seme, phew, I feel broke right now. I feel like I'm so broke because umekuwa na pay cut. Next month upate check ingine tena ya 16. Ujilipe 6. Uweke 10. Ujulize, I feel halfway broke right now. Okay. Alafu next month ujilipe 6. Uweke 10. I feel so quarter broke right now. 3-4 months hivi. Tangalia account uone kuna 50,000. Your account yake inaishi kwa negative. Haijai kwa positive ever since. That will change your attitude. No. Sometimes hata huwezi ambia mtu ati this is what happens. Juu kumwambia this is what haezi kuamini. Juu anafikiria 5,000 a month. How do I afford that? Na income ya 8,000 kama dereva. No. What you're missing, the point ni ile, ukishabuy hii truck hivi, income imedouble. Hata labda imetriple, you never know. Hata sijui. Kwa sababu mi naongea juu ya 6,000 mi peke yangu. Because the whole of last year and the previous year, I pay all the bills in our house. Wife anakaa tu. This year nimwambiaje, since you're driving your own truck too, by the way, you make 10,000 pia kama mimi, by the way. Na sana ribaribu pesa sijui kwa nini, but anyway, ni yeye. It's another story for another day. You make dombia, why don't you just buy groceries? Akasema, you're making me pay for everything. No. You're driving truck too, right? But you have two trucks. Yeah, but I'm running one truck. Hivyo naona. So, mi naongea hii income ya 6,000 ni ile as a single man with 10 kids or whatever. Imagine kama kuna wife yako na yeye ni nurse. Na wewe mwenye kudrive truck. Okay, nurse ni employee bado. Nurse, they're paid well. I don't know, 10,000, 12,000. Lazima alipe tax juu ni employee. We're in a business. So if your wife makes 10,000, because then you're living in 6,000. Wambie wife, we're going nuclear. Sawa. We don't care now. What do? Lipa bills zote. To save pesa. Hiyo 10,000, hiyo 6,000, hiyo yako, hiyo personal, inaingia kwa joint account ya familia. Alafu ile 10 inaenda kwa business account. Alafu mkae 10 months. Alafu uchungulie tu seme, wacha nichungulie account ile ya family. Useme, illustration, useme, kajicho, uchungulie unaona 6 times 10 ni 60. Hiyo saa nyingine 10 times ni 100,000. Kuna 100,000 kwa account. How many people in America are going to 100,000 kwa account after 1 year? Nikwambia percentage, maybe 20% conservatively. Your mind will start thinking differently. Alafu na realize hivi, if you want to buy that Mercedes Benz or whatever, utainunua. But you wouldn't buy it twice. Utachoka nayo. Unafikiria, what else? Let's go on that Mexican vacation. Mtaenda murudi. Ushaenda, you can't do it twice. No. Ita change mindset. That's what I'm saying. Mwonge juu ile kama juu unajua mtu ako single 6,000. Itakuwa 6,000 single, maybe 2,000 hivi. Utakuwa na keep maybe mimi naongea juu mimi. Sema chukua mimi subtract yako alafu niambie where you gonna be. Unaona? That is possible. But because una procrastinate, you're not even giving it a chance ya kugrow. Unaona? Even a chance. Tuendelee. So karibu nimalize bwana, acha nimalize saa hii. Does LLC gets affected by kuachana na spouse? Not really. Ni business, ni separate entity. Wataangalia your own assets. Mbona ongea juu ya Nelson, unataka kuachana ama nini? Are you planning to achana ama nini? Naona. Mimi naweza achana na wife by the way. Kama nakumari Rihanna. Rihanna ni billionaire. It's all financial. Hata mimi financial. Sina pretty privilege, but kama nakuwa Rihanna ndaachana na wife. Alafu namlipa print. Hata sijui, what do you want? Half? Take it. No. Billion ni pesa mingi sana. But that will never happen. Hiyo ni dream. Far-fetched. So Albo, Zaka hapa. So, got a question. Ile time ulifika US, ulisema ulikuwa unapata 2,400 per month. and ulisema ulikuwa una target kufika $3,800 kwani ulikuwa na job ngapi? 3. Ilikuwa 3 jobs. Alafu vile niliswitch to nini, niliswitch to Albo, hii Sunday service imebamba. Niko na job 3 mse wangu, 3 jobs. But ile ilikuwa hivi, nilikuwa najua if I make 800 a week, that's what truck drivers were making, kama kuna 2 years experience. So I'll be okay. Ilikuwa 8,000. Juu sababu kama my cousin akona driving FedEx. Paka leo yuko FedEx by the way. Akona making kama 800 to 1,000 a month. A week. So alikuwa na $4,000 a month. Hiyo msa akona ishi fiti by the way. Akona ishi fiti sana. Tulikuwa roommate na yeye for 1 year. So akona ishi fiti. So I want to be like him. No. My only problem ilikuwa I was new in trucking. Sikuwa na hiyo 4 years experience. FedEx is a very serious company. Loads zao ni very expensive. Juni packages. So ataki inexperienced driver. They only hire experienced drivers. Only. They're not playing games. Juu hii package labda iko na ma iPhone. Hawana time. Naona. Swift, ukiingia Swift, job yangu ya first niko na banga ma pallets, empty pallets. Naona, vitu cheap. Juu unajua is a new driver. Hata kupata damage, at least you can afford to, insurance can pay for that cheap stuff. Ni pallets tu. Naona. Baadaye vile ikatakuwa na experience 1 or 2 years, nikataka kubeba beer ndio expensive. Kamunyweso ni pesa mingi bana. My last load ya Swift nile bring kamunyweso from Illinois to Minnesota. Niangalie bill of lading. Ningebuy truck kadhaa. Ilikuwa a whole load ya kamunyweso. So kamunyweso ni very expensive. So sometimes uza kumeanza hii story ya tracking in the beginning, I'll make your dough. But the good thing ni ile, you're on the path. It's only a matter of time, because maybe to a few minutes before you branch out when they make dough. That's what I'm saying. So goal yangu ilikuwa 3,800 ilikuwa my ideal. Nilikuwa naangalia income ya kuzoa na make. Nasema tu less than yeye kidogo. That's what it is, unaona. But nilifikia nikasurpass. Siku hizi 3,000 ni nini? Hiyo ni mortgage yangu sahi, unaona. Hiyo ni mortgage na utilities. Just part of my pay. But pia kuna ile inflation pia. So unaangalia unasema tu this is what I want to do. Kuna watu waliingia cyber security kama an example. I don't know how much money they make. Mimi najua tu tracking. I share what I know. Ama nafikiri mimi ni smart sana hivyo? Hapana. Si hivyo. Ni whatever I know. Umeona? So then iliku take how long kuanza ku own your own truck. Nikianza construction the first year nili drive. I figured out everything I needed to know. The second year nili buy truck, by the way. Second the second season. The first season evenly drive. Secondly by truck. Actually, ninge buy truck the first season, nivile slow down. Siku anticipate your slow down. But nisema, this is how much money I can make? Kama dere? Je niki own. Juu, the first year, umsaka nilipanga $25 an hour. No. Na do 10 hours, 11 hours every day. Ilikuwa kama sijui ni 6 months, 7 months hivi job. Duniaza May, June, mpaka November hivi. I made so much money, I got my own apartment for the first time. Na hiyo job kama dere. Kisema, wah! Dereva, this much. Na je umsea na truck 2 na mdrivia. What about ye? Hakuwa niambia by the way. But once nilifai taxes hivi taxes, nikapo ile 1099, nikaona how much money I made gross. Nilijua next year I'm buying my own truck. Yani hesabu iliingiana. No. The math started mathing. Nime make this much ka dere, na umsa make this much, na ndio expenses. I'm buying my own truck. Nikarudi kwa bank, nikaomba loan, nikabuy truck. Kubuy truck hivi, the first 3 years ilikuwa hard. Nikianza. Not because niko na madeni, that's why niko na madeni mingi sana za ujinga. I paid them off all. In 2011, 2010 nikaanza, 2011 nikuwa dere. 12 nikata truck yangu for the first time 12. So from 12, 13, 14 to 15, I was paying off debt. So in 12, 13, 14, by 15, by kitu kusijui February hivi, all my debt were paid off. So from 15 to date, mimi nasijui deni ni nini bana. I don't even know what the debt is. What's debt? Debt ni ile kama niko nayo saa hii 2 months na I pay off. Big deal. No. Nasema hivyo. Once uko hiyo path, uko sawa. Out of the path inakuwa shida kidogo. So tamaliza live bana, nachelewa. Sasa ni 3. I don't nimesurpass niko 12, 1, 2, niko over 2 hours. Hii ndio niletea no musa manga 2 hours alafu extend. What about owning a truck without driving? You can't do that. You have to own the truck and drive it in the beginning. Unless you own 10 trucks or minimum 5 trucks without driving, you'll be okay. if you know the business, or hire somebody else to do the business. Although since Minnesota dump truck business is ripe for it works out. Tumeielewa, tuko watu wengi sana hapa. Kuna wase wengi by the way. Ni vile tu people don't like being on camera. So kama za live hapa hivi, kama miss live kwa TikTok nakwambia tena. Hii live moga na record. Kuna live leo, kuna recording on Friday kwa Maisha States YouTube channel. Inaitwa Man Cave Talk. Hapa ni Man Cave. Hapa ni basement yangu by the way. This is my basement. Hapa ni Man Cave. So Man Cave Talk. Hiyo ndio playlist ya Man Cave Talk, kuna recording. Hii live sahi. Hii tumefanya sahi TikTok sahi na YouTube sahi at the same time. Simultaneously. Nikiisha hivi, kuna live iko available YouTube. So if you missed anything, enda YouTube utaona live. Iko 1080p though. Not very good quality. Ile good quality ya hii live itakuwa on Friday. Maybe in the morning or evening, depending on where you live. Kama wewe ni Kwame, itakuwa Saturday asubuhi. Kama yuko China, yako kesho already. So that's what it is. Ile tu ukimiss live, nimerecord kadhaa by the way. Hii ni episode ngapi? Nina recording mpaka niko na backup na kila kitu. So nita make my shorts baadaye. So TikTok tutaona baadaye. Hope imekuwa poa. Nimejienjoy sana hapa hivi. Tumecatch up na wasee, tumeshare information, tumecheka, tumefurahi. Sunday school imeisha. Tumaliza live hapa. TikTok imeenda sasa. Dismiss. Tukuje kwa YouTube. Then it'll take how long kuanza your own business? 1 year. 1 year tu. Nilichelewa nikaza 6 months by the way. Nile tulikuwa na I was procrastinating. So Albo, ujasoma hiyo swali yangu ya kwanza. Hiyo inaanza na Zach hapa. Okay, Zach hapa. Nilikuwa wapi Zach? Zach hapa, ebu. Okay, Zach. Ebu copy paste tena before niipate. Nimemiss. Zach nisaidie bana. Nimekuwa out of time. Nasikia sana move up upstairs. Najua time yangu imeisha. Zach mazi, ebu repeat question haraka. Ebu semaje? Albo, ujasoma hiyo. Okay, ni what was your saving discipline? Iko very high. Mwanga very high. Yaani sasa niko na intention ya kufanya kitu. Intention. When I'm very intentional kufanya kitu, sikudanganyi. I give up everything. No. Kumbuka 2 years ago, labda nilikuwa ni mgeni, nilianza diet. Diet yangu ilikuwa I don't take sugary stuff, no carbs, no everything, just water and some bars. Nikalipa $500 a month kulan. I lost so much weight. Ni ile baadaye kuja kuexamine hiyo program. The program was good for losing weight, lakini haikuwa na ile facility ya kukusaidia after the program. But I spent $10,000 kwa hiyo program. So kwenda mbele kasemaje, I discovered new ways ya ku lose weight na ku maintain weight, which lazima kuwe na balance kwa life yako kudu hivyo. So basically what I did ni hivi, sasa nimegain weight. Kwa nini? Nimerealize aje, if I want to lose weight lazima ni exercise every day. So based on my schedule sahi na watoi wangu sahi, sina time ya exercise kabisa. The best I can do ni kutembea, walk. So nafanya walking kwa hao treadmill iko hapa nyuma. That's why I'm moving the studio to the other side. Alafu pia diet, niko na hiyo diet bado. So when I'm saving money, when I'm doing something more very intentional. Kama design nisemaje, I don't want to drive side dump, juko very slow. Wacha ni drive dump truck intentional until I pay it off. Kile musema ni ile set goal yako. Ukiset goal nayo, alafu kuwa consistent nayo, you will never fail. It might take you a while, but consistency always succeeds. Musema consistency ati na beating msako smart kukuliko. Kwa nini? Because ule msako smart ata stop smell the roses. But ukuwa ile uko focus na kitu. That's why musema my own accomplishment, mushanga zile vitu moga nazo saa zingine. Yani nikona the things that I set my mind to achieve, muzi achieve. Mpaka nishindwa, focus ile discipline. Ukisema kama nimesema aje, if you make 16,000, uamue. Automated. Ile ukilipwa hivi, pesa ingia kwa business account. Then automatically una transfer kwa personal account. Whatever you spend, si business account, ni personal account. Kwa nini? You only know you have 6,000 a month. Stick to 6,000. Kama ni 7,000, maybe gari iliharibika tire, ikabidi buy tire, hiyo ni 1,000 extra. But how many times do you buy tires? Once every 4 years? So you ni out of budget kidogo tu. So discipline yangu nikisema I'm doing something, mulala nayo. No, anguka nayo. Kama ile ngoma ile vile wasoda sijui aje, anguka nayo hivyo. Una set goal, una stick nayo. Don't let anybody distract you, utashangaa, utaachieve vitu jaifikiria kwa mind yako yote, unashindwa how did this happen. Kama kuna time moja wife alisema ati camera equipment yangu ni $40,000. Sijai kubali hiyo story by the way, but alisema it could be true. So because alisema hivyo, hata mogo pa kubudget nini. Leo nimenunua softbox by the way, nimenunua softbox. Softbox ni ini softbox hapa by the way. Hii, naona hii? This is a softbox, ndio hii softbox hii. Naona hii? This is my old one. Inaitwaje? Inaitwa Godox. Ni cheap. Hii ni 90 inakaaje? Kama za example. Hii ni 90 or ni 70, P70. So nimebuy P120. Naona? 120 is this big. Hata siwezi fikia big hivi. Naona na reflection kwa mamiwani. Hii kitu nimetaka kuibuy for karibu 2 years hivi. But hii basement ni very, very tiny. Roof yetu ni very low. Juu hapa ime step up kidogo. So next week nita move to the other side if possible, kama napata time. Nimefocus hivyo by the way. When you focus on something, utaiachieve every single time you do it. Nakwambia ukweli kabisa, utashangaa sana. So Morgan anasema hivyo, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. Ile pesa una keep, sahau tu for 1 year. Unaona? If you want to, kama ni mbaya kabisa, jipatie kidogo tu room. Sema aje, I'll pay myself 1,000 extra every time ukilipwa hivi. Toa 6,000 expenses, toa 1,000 cash kwa mfuko. Hiyo ni pocket money. Ikiisha, usiende kutoa mpaka next month. Sema tu, jiwekee tu ile delayed gratification. Utashanga how many things you'll achieve just by doing that. Discipline. Sawa Zak? Sijui swali yake iko wapi? Ile Zak iko wapi? Zak. Namaliza bana. Wewe ndio wa mwisho basi. Wasa TikTok wamemiss hii. Hii ni YouTube exclusive. Mu play into YouTube sana by the way, because I've been doing it for a while. TikTok hiyo diagonal sijui na invest baadaye. Naona juu nimeona TikTok ina competition sana. So hopefully ni hivyo. So discipline ni hivyo. You save for a reason. Don't just save for nothing. Kama siku hizi kuna ile nimegundua siku hizi saa hii, unaona? Kama I would have never crossed my mind if creative. This is how you invest your money. If I didn't have money to invest anyway. The thing ile realize hivi, when I make money sometimes I make so much money, alafu I don't account for it. Sijui inaenda wapi. Sema, what about this saving thing? Ebook ya I will teach you how to be rich. Ili ni solidify. Poop, this is how you invest. Kila mtu ongea vitu zake. So msemaje badala ya kuwaste those siku hizi, wacha ni invest because I think I'm getting old. A few years from now ndakuwa 50. Then what? Naona. Nataka kukaribia retirement. So, Zak, umesemaje? Na uka marry after umekaa huko how long? Nilimarry nikuja hapa hivi I almost married somebody 2 years in, 3 years in, alikataa. So nimekuwa hapa States kama how many years? 2007, 8, 9. Mtu yangu alizaliwa 2010. So karibu niowe 2009 by the way. Ndio mpaka sema nataka kuolewa. I was 32 kitu kaa hiyo, karibu niowe. Nikamari wife kama niko 36, 4 years after. Niliona hii hakuna mali naenda. So, but hiyo si big deal. Yani, your lifestyle, as long as you focus on your business will take care of your lifestyle. Nasema tu hivyo. Kwa sababu most of the mutao atakuwa na job pia, atakuwa na do pia. So, when you marry, kama mimi wife mara mingi, hajakuwa kicontribute kwa hao 100%. Maybe this is the first time, tangu tuoane, 11 years in, ndio amesema, wacha contribute kwa hao, partly, 20-30%. Hajaiko kicontribute by the way. But mimi sema hivi, maybe ni ile trauma ya ule mwingine. Yule mwingine, alisema I was too broke to take care of her. In quotes, niliambiwa hivyo. Sijui kama alisema hivyo, but somebody told me that's what she said. How can he want to marry me? He doesn't even have his own house. He has roommates. So kasema, so my problem nilikuwa broke. Which I understand. Musema hivi, sometimes I can try and walk in somebody else's shoes. I wouldn't want my daughter aolewe na mtu ula kuna roommates. It doesn't make any sense. Lazima msa prove that you can take care of my daughter. Then ndakuachia umuoe. If possible, if I'm the one holding the permission. But by the time dem anakwambia somebody's marrying me, it's too late. It's too late already. It's too late. You have to live with it. No. So lazima useme, maybe I can mentor the guy. Mko mabeste. Ndio asilet down mtoi wako. But it's too late. But time dem anakwambia ndakuolewa, too late. There's nothing you can do. No. We shall lose already. During the job yetu paro, we don't raise our kids to be dependent. We raise them to be independent. So when your kid becomes independent, that's when you've accomplished your job ya kumraise. You don't raise them to be dependent na wewe. No. Unless wakwe trust fund babies, which is a good thing too, which I did akwana compare mbaya. Anyway, that's what it is. So mambo ya kuoa ni ile tu you come na do. Yani when you know you're making enough money ya kusupport familia, it will get there. Ni kama too systematic. If you take care of this, it takes care of everything on this other side. This meaning in a business, if you take care of your money making thing, everything here is taken care of. Sabu, whatever money you make over here is just a percentage to take care of this. So that's what I would say. But whatever money you make, you're only 30% ya ku handle this side over here. Alafu maybe 20% investment. Alafu maybe it works out. Ni do tu. No. Sawa, usha answer hizo swali zote. Thanks, hizo zingine. Sasa Zaki. Sasa nakuona. Kuoa utaoa. Sahi kuwa na madem tu. Sahi. I don't know what to say. I'm not the right guy. Neza kambia alafu seme albo nimeanguka juu ya wewe. Yani go to rational. Angalia tu vitu zinawaka na wewe, unaona. Lakini if you focus on kubuild hii, ita build hii. Sasa Zaki, wewe ndio wa mwisho basi nafunga basi. Sawa, nashukuru sana Madeo say. Thank you for hanging out kama kawaida. More appreciate sana. Thought provoking, my questions, my answer. Tunalearn kila mtu from each other. No. I'll see you in the next one basi. Peace. I'm out. Niko mbali leo. Niko mbali sana. Sasa hata tumalize video basi.